There we go. Trust the profits. It's the formula here. Just getting things rolling. Trying to figure out where do I put my head here. Oh gosh, come on, people. Let's do this. That's better. Okay, we got race 1 coming up here. Let me get rid of the banners. Apologize for getting in here a little bit late. Oh, how is everyone doing out there as we start to look at Churchill Downs coming up shortly here on race 1? I see Bobby D's got a bet out there that he is floating about. Thank you, Bobby D. And let me take a look at what things look like here. We got 5 minutes to post, and let me see what I can get rolling here. We got 6 horses in this race. If I do the thing that Sean does so well, we got 11 furlongs. These go to 11, people. For fillies and mares, 3 years on turf, 3 years old and upward, which have never won a race other than maiden, claiming, or starter, or which have never won 2 races. 3-year-olds, 120 pounds, older, 126 pounds, non-winners of a race over 9 furlongs on turf since April 12th, allowed 2 pounds, blah, 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 and all that good stuff. So first race out here, what am I going to take a look at? I do like taking a look at, if we're going 11 furlongs, I like to take a look at who's run this distance before and how good they've looked running it. And really, there's one horse that pops out to me, but it's the one who is absolutely the chalk right now at 7-5. That is the 5, Ternima. Ternima. All right. Can we find something somewhere else? I do like the closing ability of the 2. The 2 at 4-1 right now in a race of this size. I mean, you can almost call that a value play here. Who's going to set the pace here? It might be the 5, might be the 1. Struggling to figure out if anyone else is. I'm going to play just a quick small bet here, guys. Let me dump it in. We got comments floating in here. Woodbine race 5 for hot rod horse player. Good luck to you there. All right, so let's do race 1. We'll do win on 2 for a $5. Keeping it small, leave some money for later. Don't like the risk on this one. I think the 5 is the better. But I do like the 2. I do like the 2. Let me just plop it out here and see. I'm gonna hit the banner here. And I'll take out that $5, leaving more for those guys to play with later. There we go. Current bankroll is now sitting at 95. Probably should have gone a full 10 on that horse. Should I go a full 10? No. Let's keep it at 5 for now. No, I'm going with 10. Thank you for talking me into that, guys. We're going a full 10 here. Scratch what I just said. I'm going to comment again. Race 1. Win 2 at $10, not 5. How's everyone doing out there today? Did you have any luck at GP? I had the right horses. I had the wrong plays. Let me just tell you that right now. I had totally the right horses. There was a specific race I'm talking about. I'll tell you about it in a second here. We got 2 minutes to post. 2 minutes to post at Churchill Downs. Horses are walking around. Okay, you guys can see what I've got there. Let me share this on the wall. Yep, race 1. The 2 to win, $10. We shall see what happens. 2 is currently sitting at 7-2 odds right now. What else we got out here? So, yeah, as I said before, hot rod horse player, Woodbine race 5, win bet 6 exacta, 6, 1, 2, 3. So you got the win on the 6, and then you like the exacta with the 1, 2, and 3. Good luck to you there, hot rod horse player. And then Bobby D coming in 1, 3, 6 with 2 and 5 underneath. So he's looking to hit that exacta. He's got the 2 that we've got for winning here, that I've got for winning, sitting in second place per his hopes. Well, good luck to you, Bobby D. Good luck to you. All right. Got 1 minute to post here, so we wait for this. 11 furlongs, notably long race. I might step aside for just a moment so I can refresh my non-existent beverage. Be right back. Oh, Curtis. Welcome, Curtis Stinnett. Got a try key with the 5 to win and 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So if you get the 5 on top. You're just throwing the rest in there. I bet you are hoping for the 4 to land in second place, buddy, because that 4 sitting at 36, 37 to 1 now with the update. Yeah, for you, getting a 5 over 4 3 is looking pretty tight. Probably the best opportunity there. The 1 just became the favorite. What happened there? We're getting some late money on the 1. Maybe some computers at work there. 3 to 2 on the 1 right now. The 5 also getting 3 to 2. They're bouncing back and forth, just fractions between those two, I'm guessing. But yep, we got the 2 here as our winner. What is up with the 1? We didn't really go through a full breakdown. I know speed figures wise, the 1 looks pretty sharp. Winnings per race, 28K is the best of the group there. Reason I like the 2 is because per my speed figures, if you look at the past 3 races and take the best 2, he's at the top. He has gone up to the 8.5 to 9 furlong distance. Only 2 horses have gone 9.5 furlongs and up, and that would be the 4 and the 5, which is one reason I think the 5 is getting pounded here, odds wise. Why I would expect that horse to be the favorite. Yeah. And class wise, the 5 definitely sits on top of everyone else here, but they are now off. Looks like the 1 is getting out in front first. A bit what I expected. I was thinking the 1 with maybe the 5 applying pressure early is going to be what happens. And look, the 5 just pops out there, is applying the pressure to the 1. So it goes off pretty much as I expected with the 3 trailing. And we got the 6 back there, my 2 right behind him. All horses about a length behind each other in single file fashion. But yeah, the 1 sitting out there. Easy so far. They've gone a quarter mile, 23 and 88. Going 39 miles an hour in that nice turfy breeze right now at Churchill Downs. The 1 sitting in front very finely. The 5 is coming up passing the 3 there, applying a little bit of pressure on the outside lane with the 6 behind him. Next to the 6 on the rails, the 2 and the 4 sitting in back and enjoying the view as they go around that second turn there. Stellify, the 1 for a 4 over 5, the favorite, getting a 0.8, still sitting in front there. The 5 is starting to apply that pressure just a length off. The 3 is half a length behind the 5. You still got the 6 a length behind the 3, I would say, with the 2 right next to him on the rail, and still a couple lengths back of them is the 4 horse. Everyone's still pretty bunched up together, though. No one falling back too far behind everybody, pretty close. 3/4 mile at 1:11 and 61. You still have your leader as Stellify. We'll see how long this holds up for here. Stellify still your leader. The 5 is still on the outside. The 3 still on the rail. The 5 falling back a little bit. The 3 applying more pressure as they're starting to hit that third turn there. The 3 is making a move. The 2 is coming back from behind as well. And the 4 is charging up. The 5 and the 6 falling back. The 1 is still holding on strong, takes the turn very nicely. The 3 went a little bit wide there. It looks like the 1 is going to hold on for right now. The 3 is gathering it back up. 2 and the 4 coming on, but not nearly enough. The 1 is really spacing it out now. Whoever laid that late money on the 1 knew what they were doing as he is stretching it out. He's probably got about 4 or 5 lengths going now as the 4 is charging. What did we say? 134, 143 for the trifecta? But he had the wrong key, unfortunately, Curtis. Oh, no, you did have the wrong key. You had the 5 and not the 1. But that trifecta is going to pay out as about as good as it can for having the chalk on top with the 3 and the 4 underneath as being the longest odds. Getting the 4 in there for third place at 56 to 1 is going to be pretty nice. Rick Johnson, what do you got here, bud? I think you got yourself something. You do, Rick. 1 and 2 5 over 3 4. 1 2 5 1 2 5. It looks like you got an exacta there. You've got the 1 over the 3 there, Rick Johnson. Congratulations. Curtis, you came really close. You had the right idea. It looks like you had the wrong key just slightly there, buddy. Almost. Maybe next time. Anyone else got some winners out there? 1 over 3. Let's go up to see what that pays out. That's going to pay out $12. Not as good as the 1 and the 4, which would have paid $69, but $12. We'll take that. As for me, we just blew $10 on the 2 there. The 2 horse for me coming in 4th place, a very distant 4th place. The 1, the chalk, 4 to 5 is your winner there. All right, guys, 44 strong sitting here in the lounge. How you guys doing today? Please feel free to hit that like button. We always like the likes. Tell your friends about it. Go ahead and and retweet this out on Twitter or X if you'd rather. Go ahead and retweet. Let your friends know. Join the lounge. We got 7 more races coming, as many as Churchill Downs is willing to give us tonight. First race ended up 1, 3, 4, and 2. That is currently unofficial. I don't see anything changing that right now. Doesn't look like there are any objections or inquiries going on. So it looks like we're going to end up 1, 3, 4. Like I said, that should be a pretty nice trifecta considering the chalk you get on top. I always like to play the trifecta guessing game. I'm going to say that one is worth 35. Anyone else got a guess out there? Ryan Gallivan, not a one-man show, but since I am on Central Time, it's a little, well, no, I make it harder for me. But since I have work flexibility, let's put it that way, I am able to do the first couple races solo, and I'll wait for Tim and Sean to come in, and we'll do a little bit of a soft handoff there. Definitely not a one-man show tonight, though, hopefully. Yeah. All right, we're waiting to see what the payouts look like for this. I've got an empty glass. I think it's about time for me to do a fill up, see what's in the old refrigerator here. Don't want to leave the dead air going, but man's got to do. Final time is 2:11:73 for that 11 furlong turf race. There we go. That should be coming up official shortly. Say our hosing down Stellify. And no, we did not have the win, but I'll post what we bet just in case. 90 in Boston. Yeah, Sean could be at the beach, Ryan. Yes. Wouldn't put it past him, not for a second. Yeah, we got that here in Chicago too. We are getting some pretty balmy weather these days. Supposed to get a drop in temps some point soon, but for right now it is scorching hot out there for us. Got some exercise yesterday, and I thought the sweating would never end. A little too much information for you guys there. All right, so 1, 3, and 4 is your final. Let me just scan through here. 1, 3, and 4. So I'm just going to log this into my sheet here for posterity. Now it's official. 1, 3, 4, and 2. There we go. All right, so it should be coming official on TVG soon. 378 on the winner as they're hosing them down. Yeah, good numbers on those place and shows for the 3 and the 4. The exacta on $2 pays $25.78. On 50 cent, that trifecta $98.49. That is about 3 times greater than what I thought that was going to pay out. Wow. I thought with that chalk on top, that would really suck the life out of both the 3 and the 4, but no, that is looking pretty stout there. That is a strong trifecta. So congratulations if anyone hit that. I know we had a few people looked like they were close to hitting it, but I don't think anyone necessarily did. Sec as I change out my earpiece here. Hopefully I can get this to reconnect. Oops. Okay, we dropped the first race, but as we always say, turn the page to the next one as we are getting ready for race 2. Looks like the early favorite here for race 2 is the 5 horse. Let me know what you guys have for race 2, and I'll start going through it myself. Oops, wrong case. Yeah, if anyone's got a winner out there, go ahead and post it in the comments. Let me know what you had. Might do like a quick share here. Come on. Never works out the way I expected to. There we go. Okay. All right. So I'll pull up past performance here. We can go through race 2 in just a second. All right, race 2 coming up. 5.5 furlongs, a maiden, 120K purse for maidens 2 years old, weight 119 pounds. We'll do a quick screen share here so we got all something to look at. Yeah, presents. There we go. See how this looks. Is that legible? I might zoom in. Yeah, that's better. Oh, this will be fun. A parade of firsters. Yay. All right. Okay. Let me get my drink and I'll be right with you. All right. Got my can of Tip Top, Naked and Famous. Oops. Right up top there. What are you guys drinking out there today? It is not too early, especially if you are on the East Coast. It is past 5 o'clock, and I am going to adhere to that as we are racing on East Coast time. So therefore, we are drinking on East Coast time. All right, starting at the top here. Yeah, at some point I might even pull up my my tip sheet and go through that. But Southeastern, this is a so this is a Brad Cox trained horse. The sire is Charlatan. Charlatan has had 2 runners so far, both of them at Gulfstream, and both of them broke their maiden first time out. Pretty impressive, both in small fields. But regardless, always liked Charlatan when he was a runner. Looked like a extremely impressive Baffert horse. Obviously had some issues in terms of staying on the track and staying out there running, but definitely in his Derby year, he looked like he was going to be a really strong competitor. So Southeastern, especially if you're looking for a firster, I think that's got to be your firster, even at 5-2. Let's see what the odds look like right now. For Southeastern, you're currently getting 9-2. I might have to get on top of that. Clocker Special, the 2-horse, Luan Machado, Rodolphe Brissett, not this time being the sire here. Let's take a look, go through here. So in terms of the workouts, got a 48-second 4 furlong, a 1 minute 5 furlong, not too bad. 48-second 4 furlong. It's putting in some decent workouts there. Yeah, sire being not this time, a very strong sire. Definitely got to worry about horses coming out of not this time in terms of longevity, but this being the first race, don't worry about it right now. Sense of Freedom coming at you next, the 3-horse. This horse that's had 2 races under his belt so far. What do we see here? The trainer, Seglin, 15-1. Raquelme, always horrible on that pronunciation. Hightail being the sire here. Some of those intangibles not impressive to look at. We look at previous races going off at odds of 45-1 and 35-1. Starting in Keeneland, 4.5 furlongs in a maiden race of 90K. Speed figure here. This is a BreezeNet speed figure 46, finishing in 6th place, 14 lengths back. Looks like he never really made a dent in that race at all. No impact. Left the lead. 7 runners, finished 6. Let's look at Churchill Downs then. Back in May of this year, 23, 120K purse, 67 speed figure. Started off 3rd, was back in 2nd place by a head. So getting closer to the pace. That's a good indicator to look for, in my opinion. Was 3rd place by a neck, then dropped back 3 lengths. We're talking 5 furlongs, then dropped back 4 lengths to 4th place. So definitely faded. He definitely showed something earlier here at the 1st and 2nd call, faded back, tried to keep pace, but not good enough. There's a reason he's 15-1 and still 15-1 right now. Sorry, 35-1 right now. Then we move on to Obliteration. Yikes, don't scare me. Coming from Violence. Coming from Violence. I believe that was Forte's sire. Steve Asmussen, the trainer. Eric Asmussen. This is a firster, opening up at 8-1, currently sitting at 13-1. So in terms of workouts, 48 second, 49 second, 49 second, 47 second. Yeah. Comes from Violence. Steve Asmussen's a trainer, first time starter, 12%. Debut maiden special weight, 12%. So maybe some things to keep in mind. Move on to the 5, Curtain Call, who is currently your favorite, sitting at 1-1, opened at 2-1, coming from Wesley Ward and John Velasquez. This is your second charlatan of the night. So there's 2 charlatans out there. Good chance that one of these is going to make it 3 charlatans in a row winning in their debut. We'll see if that happens. 47 second for a furlong workout, 49 second, 48, 49. First time starter, 26%. Debut maiden special weight, 29% for Wesley Ward. Now you see why this horse is currently at 6-5. So there's some bearing to that. Okay, this is a surprise here. Ishmael Bahena, Walter Rodriguez, American Bear, 20-1. The sire is Faversham. Trainer is 0% first time debut, 0%, 38%, 3 furlong, 39%, 24%. The surprise here is this horse is currently sitting at 2-1 when it opened at 20-1. Someone here in the comment section, please tell me why. If you guys have an idea why the 6. I skipped. She's on a roll. That's why. No, Curtain Call. Guys, shoot me now. Curtain Call, who I skipped. Mark Cassie, Jose Ortiz. Shoot me now, guys. Tell Tim that I screwed this up big time. Curtain Call is at 6-5. Coming down from 3-1. Mark Cassie train, Jose Ortiz, the sire being Tis the Law. Yeah, if I'm going to take between the 6 and the 5, though, I'm going to go with the 6. She's on a roll. The one we just talked about, Wesley Ward. The way he debuts maidens, 29%, pretty darn strong. Now we move on to American Bear, currently at 41. Makes sense. We get to the last horse, Hyperlink. Kill me now. Independence Hall, who hasn't looked like a great sire. Didn't really like the horse when he ran. Here we are. Steve Asmussen, the trainer. Ferrandro, 48 second, 47 second, 49 second, 47 second. Pretty sharp workouts for this horse. The trainer, Asmussen, 12% first time starter. Debut maiden special, 12%. Maiden special, 15%. So there you have it. That is me going through the breakdown of the past performances of these 8 horses. Bobby D dropping an exacta box with the 5, the 6, and the 8. Looks like you're boxing all 6 of those together. 5 and the 6 we talked about. The 8 we just got through. Yeah, I could see that happening. The 8, what is it currently getting on the 8? 12-1. I like those odds on the 8. That is a nice value. I'm still, let me see, scrolling up here. I am still digging the value that we get on the 1. The other charlatan coming from Brad Cox and Luis Saez, getting the inside track there, 5.5 furlongs. Yeah, how about that? You got charlatan on one side. The Damn Misinterpret comes from Street Sense. Let's compare that to the other charlatan. You got Spadestown on one side, Somersault coming from Rock Hard 10. Okay. Yeah, if I like one horse here, I do think it's Southeastern in terms of the firsters. And really, it is, where'd he go? It is the 3 and a whole bunch of firsters, and the 3 doesn't look all that impressive. All right, guys. So we got Bobby D's bet out there. What do the rest of y'all have? Hit me with it when you get a chance. Currently have 10 minutes to post. Still got plenty of time to kill. Anyone have a good time at Gulfstream today? Which race was that Yeah, Gulfstream. Pull this back into my view. Is it race 4? No, race 5. Yeah, that's the one. Race 5. I put together an exacta key, keying the 6 on top with the 2, the 4, and the 1, and it ended up being 2, 6, 4, 1 in the final there, and paying off pretty nicely too. So I kicked myself afterwards since I didn't do a key box. I just did a key. So shoot me now. All right. All right. So let's look at who the experts have here. Joe K's got the 2651. He's going for Clocker special here, the Rudolph Bassett. All right, Luan Machado, not this time. Interesting to put that one on top. Not the way I would have gone, obviously, but I think that's a good horse to consider if you're going to be getting tricky underneath somewhere, especially getting 14-1. I think that's a sharp play. I like the 4 too, Obliteration. Asmussen and Asmussen with Violence as the sire. As I mentioned before, pretty decent workouts. Hard to really get too excited about the workouts. We'll see what happens here, though. All right, 8 minutes to post. All right. I see 55 of you out there. Please hit me up with your opinions on this race. Who you got in terms of the Firster's Paradise out here in race 2? This could swing in many different directions. I'm going to start putting together my thoughts. Because if I'm doing the one-man show for a couple races here, I'm going to have to put together some final picks. Yeah, I like the 1. I like the 1 from Charlatan. I like the 6. I think I'm going to try to beat the 5. It looks like people are back in the 5. Marcasi, Jose Ortiz, and we are on dirt, I do believe. Yeah, we are on dirt. I'm going to try to beat that 5. The 6, I don't mind pulling in the 6. I got the 1 with the 6. I'm kind of liking the 4, maybe the 8. Someone else mentioned the 8. Bobby D mentioned the 8. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with something in that direction. Let me know what else you guys have out there. All right. Minutes to post. Currently 7 minutes to post. Horses are on the track. I'm no good at the this horse is looking good game. I'm just going to tell you guys this flat out right now. Some people can spot it. I just see another horse. It's brown. It's gray. It's white. Maybe it's really dark. The 8 looking really dark. Yeah. There you have it. That's the analysis of how the horses look to me. All right. Let me put something together here. I think I know what direction I'm going to go in. I will do one of these. 1 with 2, 6. All right, looks like as the one-man show, I am controlling my own drops. So here we go. All right. So here it is. Whoops. No, that's not it. Drop it. Scrolled up on my comments. There we go. So I'm going to do a tri-key. I do like the 1 here with the 2, the 6, and the 8. So I got the 2 charlatans together. Sorry, this is a tri-key box. Dump this. Dump this. Can I delete? Yeah, delete. Delete that. It's a tri-key box. That's why I'm deleting it. Okay, so tri-key box with the 1 is the key and the 2, the 6, and the 8. So that is a base price of 50 cents for $9 total. So now that pick is in. That is your pick. I will remove $9 from the kitty. Got this going here. Yep. So let me remove that 9. 81. Spending money while I'm the only person here. Love to see it. There we go. And now I get to that.
For what reason? What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
There we go. Eating that succulent Chinese meal. Let's go, guys. All right. Now you guys have my pick. What do you have in race 2 with 14 minutes to post? I think the 1 looks good out there. Sure. 2 looks pretty good too. I like that too. So for me to win this bet, obviously, the 1 has to be first, second, or third. The 2, 6, or 8 have to make up the other 2 positions. It can be in any order. We got Curtis. Curtis Stinnett out there. Also like in the 6, he's doing a try key to with the 6 on top with 1, 2, 4, 5, 8. 1, 2, 4, 5, and 8. Good luck to you, Curtis. Good luck. I myself am playing something a little bit similar. I think there's a way that we can both win this, to be honest, because I did a key box and my 6 can come on top as long as I get that 1 in there somewhere. Here we go. We've got 3 minutes to post right now. Horses are meandering around. All right, the 4 obliteration. Yeah, that's, I mean, I'm leaving the 5 out, trying to avoid the chalk there. I was looking who to skip. Obliteration scares me a little bit here. So you got the 4 in there, you got the 5 in there. Those are the 2 that I don't have. Sorry, the 4 and the 5. Yeah, 4 and the 5. Obliteration scares me a little bit more. All right, Gatekeeper. You're not afraid of the 5. You're betting him across. Win, play, show. Good luck to you, Gatekeeper. Currently getting 8 to 5 odds on that horse right now. Still, best of luck to you. The Derby City 6 carryover sitting at only 720K. Insane. Just a little bit of insanity there. All right, we still got 2 minutes to post here. Horses walking around, getting ready. Let's see how these charlatans look. The 1 and the 6 currently sitting at 7 to 2 and 2 to 1. All right, any other bets out there from anyone? We got Curtis, we got Gatekeeper, we got Bobby D. A lot of firsters out there. The 1 horse that does have experience, I feel okay fading. He did improve last time out, though, which is a little bit scary. Sitting at 26 to 1. Sense of freedom. Man, if there was anything about that horse that I really liked and just looking him over, other than the fact that he started to get a little bit closer to the pace last race, I would jump on this. But, man, I'm just not feeling it right now. All right, we got someone else in here. Jenny Mack. Welcome, Jenny. How you doing? So you got race 2 here. Exacta box with 1, 2, 4, and 5 with a win on 1, 4, and win place on 2. Stretching it across, Jenny Mack. Good luck to you, Jenny. Hope you're hitting some of those. As we have 1 minute for race 2 gets kicked off here. Remind you again, this is what I got right here in terms of my try key box. $9 bet total. Ooh, let me get my banner going again so you guys can see how I'm doing. Not that it's great. Now let me remove something here. Cocktail Lounge. Churchill Downs. There we go. Save and show. Yeah, we're so no longer showing Tuesday Night Lights. We got some comments coming in. Bo, what you got there, Bo? Oh, Bo is taking the bait on the only horse with the racing experience here. It's got 3 with 1, 4, 5, 6. Good luck to you, Bo. X try and win. Good luck to you. We might have some other profits jumping in here, taking a look at this race. 66 people total in. How about that? We do have one. All right. Oh, you know what? I was trying to avoid the chalk, and it flipped on me. The 5 was the chalk forever, and I was going to avoid it. I still like having the 6 in there. We got two charlatans going first time in this race. The only two charlatans that have raced so far, at least last time I checked, Tim, broke their maiden the first time out. So I'm hoping to see that happen here tonight as well.
Yeah, he was 100%. So the best he can do is after this race, the best he can do is be 75%.
I don't know if I heard you there. I think my headpiece cut out there. Sorry.
No, I was just saying he was 100% 2 for 2. So now he's going to have 4 starters. So the best he can do, even if he wins with one, is be 75. How about that? He can win and go down in percentage.
What a disappointment. 75.
But I do like the one a little bit.
So do I. So do I. Yeah, what did I like about this one? I think I like the dam a little bit better on the one coming from Street Sense. I like the fact that Brad Cox is training it. Luis Saez on the mount there. I think that's really positive. I'm surprised that this is not the one that was favored. Ooh, right. Got rough out there. The 3, the experienced one, got out first. One of those horses just plowing out of control there for a second there. But yeah, we've got here. Let me go back to our bet here and hope that it wins. We got to try key box going with 1, 2, 6, 8. Right now, 4. The one I was scared about is trailing the 6 right now. She's on a roll. That is one of the charlatans out there with the 3 and the 5 behind, 2 and 8 behind them. And my key is falling backwards. It looks like the 7 is even going to catch up to my key. So hopefully this charlatan is a late bloomer and is going to find some speed down the stretch, but I have a feeling he's got some problems. Here they come down the track. I believe I've already lost this bet already. Obliteration coming up. Oh, man, I should have thought about obliteration better. Obliteration's taking the lead. No one's going to catch him. The 6 and the 5 dueling it out for second, and then you've got the 2 coming up behind. The 2 is one of the ones I boxed in that I really liked, but it looks like it's going to be obliteration over the 5 and the 2. And I think the 6 even dropped a 5th there at the end. And my 1, my key, came in dead nuts last. How about that? Welcome, Tim. Came in just in time to inherit $19 less than the kitty. But it's only 8 races.
We'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine. I don't even think I consulted my tip sheet at all for that. I was just going off a feel for that one. I mean, it's all firsters, so what are you going to do? Yep. Obliteration, curtain call, clocker, 452. Cal Graves going to parlay my Woodbine try to this race in Churchill. Try key box 1 with 2, 3, 4, 6. Cal, I think we're in the same boat. Jenny Mack getting the winner. $22 winner and $108 exacta. Well done there, Jenny. Nice work. Nice work. The final was the 4 over the 5 and 2. Dwan DeFan. The 4 over 5 and 2. If you need the names, obliteration over curtain call over clocker special. 4, 5, 2. If you had that, you're getting some numbers back because the 4 went off at 10-1, 5 was 5-2, and the 2 was 9-1. So if you get an exact or a try on that, congratulations. Jenny Mack, yeah. Well done there, Jenny. Well done. Winners in the lounge. Obliteration coming from Violence, same sire as Forte. And trainer being Steve Asmussen. I think that's Eric Asmussen on the mount there for obliteration.
Yes.
Eric Asmussen, yeah. I thought long and hard about that. Wouldn't have made a difference, though, because I was keying in on the 1, and that was bad.
Yeah, I did have the 4 underneath. The one thing about the 4 that I liked was the Dam. She only had 1 winner out of 8 starts, but she had 4 of the 8 first-time starters were in the exacta.
Oh, interesting. Those little nuggets you get, right? 4. Wait, where am I going here? 4, 5, and 2. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have that horse rated too high in my... it's so tough to rate these and to normalize it across with horses that have had more experience. I did have the 1 and the 6 pretty high. Yeah. Oh, turn the page. We'll give you the next one, Tim.
Formula, you're not in a car tonight.
What's that?
So you're not
I'm
in
not
a
in the
car
car.
tonight.
Yeah, I'm actually at home, transitioning from work to play here. Been on call since like 7 a.m. and then I get off of one and go straight into the lounge. Got myself a little drink to celebrate getting into the lounge. All right, who we got going on here? Yeah, go Clocker. Clocker was the third horse here. Clocker Special. I like that horse. He was in my box. The only one of the ones that I had in there to make the top three. How about that? L. Yeah, no El Hombre here yet, Uncle Sully, if that's what you're talking about. Oh, okay. So my family's horse got the try. Well done there. Well done. That's always exciting. I mean, I would assume I've never had a horse in my family, so I don't know. But I would be excited if I'd had one and it got in the top three there. It's a really good showing for Clocker Special there. Absolutely. Especially at those odds, going off at 9-1, getting up in third. Yeah. Yeah, my one horse definitely showed some problems there. 7 horse getting loose there, just watching the replay going off now. 6 getting out early, but then fading. Yeah. Yeah, 4 definitely the best there. Inquiry. Oh, I see. Yeah, there is an inquiry. I didn't notice that till now. I don't know what they're looking at. I didn't see. You guys probably saw. Maybe I missed it, but I didn't see what the inquiry was for. Must have been something on the start. You get that a lot with the firsters. A little bit loose and wild. I don't think that's going to end up in anything. There wasn't anything obvious coming out. Yeah, exactly, Jeff. I think they're looking at the start there. There was some weirdness with the 7, but I thought that was just him getting loose off the start. Maybe there was a few collisions. Seeing an overhead might help. You never know what's going to happen with the firsters when they're on that first start and they're going to go sideways or not.
Got kicked out.
Oh, you got kicked out.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I don't know what happened.
Inquiry, yep. No change in my opinion, says Jeff. I'd have to agree with you there. I didn't see anything that popped out at me that was change worthy. And yeah, okay, so the rumors are going to start here. Formula and El Hombre share a 1 bathroom, and it's Formula's turn to have the bedroom. Yeah, well, there you go. So if El Hombre pops up tonight from the car, you know it's true. You know it's true. First time owners for Dwan DeFan. Congratulations. First time owner on that 2 horse that got third for Dwan DeFan at 9-1. Nice job there. Nice job at Churchill Downs, nonetheless. That's pretty exciting. It's L. Okay. Yeah, I don't see anything. Well, now they're at the front stretch. Maybe this is where they're looking for the inquiry. Is there anything? No, this is just showing the finish. Yeah.
They're taking the inquiry down.
They took the inquiry down. Dwan DeFan, I see a no. I think you're okay though, bud. I think the 2 is going to stick there because they took the inquiry down and didn't move.
It's official.
El Hombre broadcasting live from Kentucky Fried Chicken parking lot tonight. Yeah.
It's official.
It's official, baby. Obliteration, curtain call, and Clocker Special 1, 2, and 3. If you had any of that, you are going to get paid because those odds were pretty tasty. As tasty as the Kentucky Fried Chicken that El Hombre's snacking on in the parking lot right now. Whew. Can't wait to get out of firsters, let me tell you. What do we got in race 3? Don't tell me more firsters.
No, winners of 2 live. My favorite.
And Bobby D is quick. Bobby D is quick to tell you his thoughts. 5-4 and 6-2 in an exact box. There we go. Oh, but the 6, did the 6 scratch? I had the 6 scratch.
6 is out. 6 is out.
6 is out, Bobby D. Just letting you know, bud. Oh, an exact box. Okay, I thought maybe it was a daily double. All right. Oh, we get to see the payouts though. Some of this we already knew. So $71 for a $2 exacta 4-5. Not too shabby if you had that. The trifecta will pay you on a 50-cent bet $104.33. Don't look that in the face. 23.20 if you had obliteration on top. Clocker special. Mention Clocker special. 502 for the show on Clocker special. Again, not too shabby for a $2 bet. All right, Tim, how are you doing today?
Been a busy day. Have a lot of things that I was doing, and just walked in the door and jumped on. I was trying to be here for the first race and join you. Didn't happen.
Obviously, since I got through 2 without you.
Didn't happen.
Didn't happen. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to scroll down here. Got the BreezeNet past performances here. As you said before, we're turning the page to race 3, 6 furlongs with a purse. It is a claiming race, 6 furlongs, purse of $82K for fillies and mares, 3 years old and upward, which have never won 2 races. 3-year-olds, 120 pounds, older, 125, non-winners of a race since May 12th. Claiming price, $80K. All right. We've got, 6 horses left of 7 here. I can scroll through them, or we can point to ones we like. We got Elegant here. At one point, previously owned by Bob Baffert. Well, that's kind of interesting. Previously trained by Bob Baffert. I think I may have said owned. Rudolph Basset and Florent Giraud, with the sire being Omaha Beach here. This is a horse that if you look at that you look here, it looks like he wants to set the pace. You look here, it looks like he may have failed to do so. Other past performances, he gets out in front, it looks like, from time to time. Was in Santa Anita for a while, shipped over to Kentucky, ran at Keeneland once, came within a length and a quarter with Flavien Prat on the mount, ran again on turf, both of these on turf, came 12 lengths back with Luis Saez. If you see one you like here, grab my attention, Tim. We can pause on it for a moment.
Yeah, as far as the one, since we were on him, just really quick.
By all means.
She's a turf horse. I don't know what she's doing here. Her first 3 races were on the dirt, and they were atrocious.
Yeah,
the figures
wanted to set the pace better, and then fell back.
First time on the turf, broke her maiden, and then she went to a stakes race, and then that race at Keeneland was an allowance race against a decent field. I'm not sure what she's doing here, so
yeah,
I'm going to take a pass on that one. Yeah. I think the 5 to me was the one that stood out the most. I like that this one came off the bench from last year, having last raced at Kentucky Downs, which was on the turf. So this one tried dirt the last time, and she loved it. So went gate to wire. Wired the field here at Churchill with Ben Curtis on board. So getting back up for the second time and staying about the same level. Actually, you could say it's a drop down a little bit here, sure. But stepping up against winners, right? Stepping up against winners for the first times. But I like the recency when you're looking at non-winners too. The recency, it seems to happen a lot to where the horses who have just broken the maiden do well. So I'm going to give her a shot on top. Kentucky Smoke Show is the one that I thought would be the favorite. I do like her next. Not as high on the connections here. The Ocon shippers, Sean and I've been talking about it for a couple of weeks. They have just not been doing well. She is 1 for 3 at Churchill. Does have a second 4 times at the distance. So a little bit of a drop if you look back and say that she was racing against stakes runners. Again, the shippers just haven't been able to get on top in the win column. So we'll take a wait and see approach with that one. And then after that one, it's like it gets really tough, and you could probably just throw them all in a hat and pick one. But I landed on the 3. C'est la vie, Charlie.
C'est la vie, Charlie. I like that.
So this is another one who, if you look, had been on turf and then now has 2 in a row on dirt. The first one off of a layoff there here at Churchill was the pace leader early in an allowance race. So this is a pretty good drop down. Wasn't able to hold it, held on for fourth with Jaime Torres up. He stays aboard. So could be a little bit better against these here, but I still think unless she moves forward quite a bit, she's probably up front early, maybe fading a little bit. Speed hasn't been holding great in a lot of the races here at Churchill, so she maybe holds on for a piece underneath, which is what I was thinking. So 5-4-3.
Yeah, 5-4-3 is what you got. Okay. Yeah, let's continue going through here. So the 2-horse Day Dawning. Last time out was the pace setter, significantly so. Ended up fading back here. Was being trained by Jonathan Thomas, currently trained by Bobby Barnett. So we're going to see what it looks like under the new trainer. Faded back 3 lengths to 3rd place. Race before that at Santa Anita. We're seeing a lot of California shippers in this race. They should have called this the California shipping race. Was 3 lengths behind, moved up, took 1st place. So a little bit of a stalking closer there in that race. But definitely there's a couple times when this horse has been the pace setter. Not enough for me to say that he's going to be there, but maybe like a pace pressure stalker type situation here for the 2. And who else haven't we gone through yet? We got to scroll down to find out who else we haven't gone through.
We didn't talk about the 7.
Didn't talk about the 7. We're not going to talk about the 6 because the 6 scratched. The 7, definitely early on, you can see pace here at is that Turf Paradise or Turf Parkway? That's Turf Parkway. Sorry, Turfway Park.
Turfway Park. Yep.
Do we have the mayor on yet? Did he hear me fumble that?
I haven't seen him yet.
Okay, I'm going to hear about it later if he jumps on. Pace setter when he's at Turf Parkway there, but Turfway Park. Jesus, I did it again. The drink's getting to me.
How many drinks recently you had?
Just the one, and a long day at work.
Maybe that's the problem.
Maybe that's the problem. But 5th place the last couple times out here for the 7, Army Girl, coming from Army Mule. Not looking too impressive there. It's September at Churchill Downs. Started out in 5th, 3 lengths back, 4 lengths back, 4 lengths back, finished in 5th, 5 lengths back, sitting there at a 32-1 odds. Yeah, you're not seeing a whole lot from Army Girl here. So if I alt tab over to the race itself, definitely see that the 5, as you and I both expected. No, the 4 is actually at 1-1 right now. So that is your current.
That's what I said. I thought the 4 would be the favorite. I like the 5 a little more.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I like the 5 a little bit more too. Excuse me. What my numbers tell me right now is 5-4-1, which is not super exciting at all. Both the 5 and the 4 being such favorites in this. I like the 1 a little bit. Actually, no, I like 5-1-4 in that order. I think the 1 had a better last outing. I think the 1 is a little bit better at the park than the 4. I do think that the 4 is better at the distance, maybe a little bit better at the surface. So take of that what you will. But I mean, we're kind of splitting hairs either way. My formulas are very much spread on this. I would say between 1 and 5 and just completely discounting the 7 altogether. So it's pretty even. And I'm guessing the current odds are going to reflect that too. The 1 is currently 7-1, 2 7-1, 3 5-1, 6. 4 6-5, 5 2-1, and the 7 is 14-1. So as expected, the 7 is getting discounted there. What were we going to say, Tim?
Oh no, I don't think I was saying anything. I'm fine.
Oh, sorry. I heard you take a breath, and I thought that was a breath about to say something. So my apologies there.
No worries.
Yeah. So I got 5-1-4, and I would say probably my next one up is 3, 5-1-4-3 in that order, if we wanted to go that deep in a 6-horse race. All right. So we got comments out there. I definitely say I missed a few comments. Let's see. All right, starting here. So Bobby got 5462. We addressed that already, and you changed it up to 5424. Well done there, buddy. So RUWH, Riders Up Wheelhouse Race. There we go. This is the Riders Up Tim race. Uncle
Non-winners
Sully
of 2.
recognizing.
Riders up!
Nicely done. Okay. DeWanda fan got off work late, wasn't able to make the track yet. Lead over there to celebrate. Yeah, celebrate that third place, baby. That's solid. Getting that maiden out there, getting a third against those charlatans. Well represented there. Wanda fan, $104. I'll take it. Absolutely. How does one recover from being BBSS? Bob Baffert sloppy seconds doesn't sound appealing. Hey, we've seen them before, right? We've seen those Bob Baffert.
There's an interesting Bob Baffert angle later in the card I'll talk about.
Oh, wow. I love the teaser. Love the Bob Baffert teaser of all things. When I saw BBSS, I thought that was going to be bourbon barrel aged stout with something else next to us. Since you and I are on here, Tim, that is a comment for us. So Oaklawn shippers seem to be struggling mightily, but if you play Prairie Meadows, they do well in the Heartland. That is an Uncle Sully tip for you there.
But does anybody really play Prairie Meadows? That's the question.
Ooh, somebody does. Someone in Wisconsin or Iowa does. It's Wisconsin, right? Prairie Meadows. I get those two confused. There's one in Iowa. Anyway, I'm sure that'll hit the comments at some point. Felipe, hey, chat race number 3. Kentucky baby number 4. Felipe likes the 4. Jenny Mack, big winner of the last race. Indiana race 8. She's got the exacta box of 3, 5, 6, 11 with a win place on the 5, 6. Good luck, Jenny Mack. All right, what tracks does Turf Paradise Shippers perform well at? Ooh, that's a question. Assiniboia? No,
I was about
not.
to say Assiniboia. They've been doing really well.
Yeah, that's the only one I could think of that would be a contender, but I wasn't sure. I hadn't tracked it enough to say it with conviction. If you're going to say it, go for it. Absolutely. And here's one for me. I know what you're thinking. Just stick to the original picks, because as soon as you deviate, bad things. Yes. I've been a victim of that too many times recently.
Me too.
Especially, yeah. I start to think about the losses where I could have adjusted, as opposed to thinking about where my numbers tell me to go. So yeah, I'm with you, Uncle Sully. I think I get into that today. Yeah, I had one race, and I think you saw in the Trust the Profits IM chat about this, Tim. One race at Gulfstream where I had essentially the superfecta all picked out, but I keyed the wrong horse in my exacta box, and all the horses I picked, like I could have had the trifecta, the superfecta, if I would have done things right, but I didn't key box the 6. I keyed him, and he came in second to the 2, who was a high odds winner. And needless to say, I did not win.
Yeah, I had similar happen to me at
Canterbury is what I was thinking of when I said Minnesota. Canterbury's the one in Minnesota. So
absolutely, that's
a lot
for sure.
Yeah. Prairie Meadow, that would be Iowa, I believe. A lot of Turf Paradise runners go to Canterbury this summer. There we go, Felipe. That number 1 at 701 looks GUD, looks good. Churchill race 3. All right, we'll take that. Looks good. So let's see the 1. Yeah, that was the one that I had second. If he's getting 701 now, elegant. This is Bob Baffert's sloppy seconds. This is the BBSS of the race. For whatever reason, maybe it was because of it was probably because of the class at the race. I had this horse being rated a little bit better than the 4.
I just really struggled with this one in the surface, because this horse has done absolutely nothing on the dirt. So I would at least want to see to something in the morning to where the horse is working on the dirt that shows some kind of speed and something decent, and there's nothing there. I mean, it's just like atrocious. The works are not good. The horse's 3 races on dirt have not been good. So I just have to take a wait and see for me. But I'm not saying it's impossible. Florent Giroux won the first race tonight, so he does have a win on the card already.
That's good enough for him, though.
Yeah, that's probably about it. He's done.
For Flo Giroux, yeah. I mean, the trainer, turf to dirt, 39%. Maybe that's the angle. I don't know. It seems unlikely, but I mean, I think maybe the reason I had him rated, and again, this is part of what goes into my my speed figure calculation. If we're dropping down to like an 82K purse from 127, even if it is turf, maybe that's what factored into me thinking that this horse is going to be outranking a few of these other ones out here. Yeah, especially, well, Mountain 175. All right. All right. Antisocial Ska. Is this Woodbine, Canada? No, we are doing Churchill today. Woodbine Ska. We are, sorry, Antisocial Ska. I think my mind is moving a little bit too fast here, Tim. Yeah, we oftentimes we do Woodbine in the summer, but
yeah, they changed their cards up this year.
Schedule. Yeah.
Yeah. Right now they're on race 7 of 8 already, and we would be done, and we can't get on that early.
Yeah, you'd be getting like 2 or 3 races out of us if that were the case.
At Adana, Turkey.
Woo!
I spent 2 years in Adana, Turkey, or should I say in Incirlik. Where are you at, Antisocial? It's right in my back door.
International. Yeah.
I've been in that area plenty of times.
All right.
Right out the back door of Incirlik was Adana, just down the road. Or should I say Adana?
Yeah. Yeah, I know when anyone tries to pronounce something in Kazakhstan, not that it happens very often in my life, I find myself correcting them because my wife was actually born there, and I've been to Astana, the capital now. So you get a couple of those, and that where I work, we've had rooms or conference rooms that are named after certain cities in different parts of the world. So what was the other one? There's another main city in Kazakhstan that I'm drawing a blank on right now that I've always corrected the pronunciation on, but haven't gotten very far with that. Whoa, look at that. We got a third person everybody. Here. I recognize that guy. How was the beach?
Straight off the beach, exactly. I think half of Boston thinks they're going to the beach right now with this traffic. Yes. They're all going to the Cape.
All going to the Cape. 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Let's go to the Cape.
Absolutely. Cape Cod or bust. Exactly.
Good to have you.
And the Oscar goes to...
Yes, sir.
I'm Patrick Nolan. There you go.
Yes, sir.
All right, Sean.
How we doing, everybody out there and planned?
Hey, we got some people doing well. It's not me, but it's people. Jenny Mack has been hitting some here.
Hello, Jenny Mack.
People. Yeah, Jenny Mack nailed the last race. So she's having a good one so far. And we got who was it? There was someone on here. Dewan DeFan actually has a ownership piece or something to do with the horse that came in 3rd place last race, Clocker Special. So well done him.
Wow, great.
Yeah, we're having some fun here. First time owners. There we go.
Love it. Is Kentucky Smoke Show related to Carolina Smoke Show, who just came in 3rd yesterday?
I don't know. We've got the sire being volatile coming from violence, and the dam being dying to dance coming from street cry. So you tell me.
I love it. Yeah, there you go. It must be the owner who just loves smoke shows, because Carolina was smoke shows yesterday.
Interesting. We're getting smoke shows all over the place.
I love it.
All right. So yeah, I was telling Tim my picks in order. My top 4 here would be 5, 4, 5143. Sean, I know you're coming into this completely cold, but
Yep.
do you have your picks for race 3 just yet, or do you have
Yes,
your
I
thoughts
do.
on race 3? All right, let's
I
break it
do.
down.
Yes, sir. Okay. Yeah, this is an interesting race here for sure. How we doing, Tim?
I'm doing well.
Very good. Is vacation treating you well?
Oh yeah, it's still early. Lots of
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Planning some things over the next couple of weeks, but yes, we're doing great.
Nice.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. So obviously the pick here right now is the for Kentucky Smoke Show for Hartman and Bejarano. I know the Oaklawn Chippers were not doing very well, but I think this. I think this. So, but I think this horse has just been facing like a lot tougher than in this group, and I think it's found the right group of friends here in the small field that I think you have to take this horse very seriously as the horse to beat. But my second choice in this case was the 5-stage presence, who was ultra impressive, and in the 6.5 furlong race, and just drove by like 4 lengths off. I actually saw that race. That was very impressive at 4-1. Just drew off for Eddie Keneally. And Eddie Keneally right now, what is he, 25% right now? Eddie's really finding the winner circle at Churchill. So to keep him out is a huge mistake. And my third pick was the one Elegant, coming off the turf. Ran some really good against Laurent and Great 48. I know didn't run, it was stopped out there, but has run some okay workouts that versus this group could maybe get third versus this group. Not a huge proponent of the win by any means, but maybe the one with flow can the change of flow could get third. But I was 5-4, and then I would just exchange the 3 and the 1. I think they were the horses that I would have underneath.
All right, so we're about the same. And it is all up to Tim with 3 minutes to post on race 3 when he's ready.
Sully, why would I go to such a down place like the Hamptons? Jeez. Good Lord, such beneath me.
Oh.
Go to that white party. Nah.
Sean has standards.
Exactly.
All right, what we got here? Jen Ochoa checking in. Always good to see Jen. No eights in this race for the Ocho.
Nope. But we will have one soon. We will have one soon.
She will wait for the next couple races.
Yes, exactly. Got a $720,000, by the way, Derby 6 carryover here.
I mentioned that earlier. That is just completely nuts. That is a lot of scratch. All right, so we got Todd. Where are you, Tim? San Carlo, best place in MX, Mexico.
Do we have a bet in this race yet?
We do. We do have a bet.
Lovely.
Look, I'm still going to play against the Oaklands. I agree with what Sean said about class and everything, but I just need to see more. And I think that the 5 off the recency angle of breaking the maiden last time out and now moving forward. I think second time out here this year, second time at the track, second time for the connections. A lot to like here. Eddie Keneally's got 7 wins and 28 starts. I think he gets number 8 right here. And we're going to key the 5 on top in a $2 trifecta with the 1-3-4. 5 with 1-3-4.
Love it.
All right.
You go.
Let's do it. I like it.
Love it.
I like it a lot.
That 5 is ultra impressive, that last win. Ultra impressive.
Yeah. There we go. Load them up.
Yeah.
Almost there. All right, scroll back up to the 5 here so we can see the horse we like.
Bankroll is updated.
Thank you.
Hey, Ed.
Trained
How
by
are you?
Christoph Clement. Rest in power.
Yep. Was thrilled for Miguel that he got that grade 1 win there this past weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Nice to see him rack up some of those wins.
Yeah.
Such an emotional weekend. We're off.
We're off. Amazing. It's the 4 going for the lead. The 1.
Yeah. 4 getting out there early, but the 1 takes over on the rail and gets about half a length in front of him. The 1 is just sneaking up on the rail there. 7-1 is the 1, with the 4 maintaining that half a length off, with the 7 right behind him, heading up that bunch back there that includes the 2, the 3, and the 5. But we are all bunched up together here pretty much. No one's really spaced out too much. 21.69 is your quarter mile as the 1 maintains a lead, stretching it out. Yeah. Stretching it out quarter mile, 21.69. The 4 is now taking over, getting past the 1 here, and the 5 is charging. He has a head full of steam. I think we're going to get something here, gents. The 5 is really creeping up there on them as they round that turn. The 1 tries to keep it as tight as possible. The 4 is out there in front by maybe about a nose. It looks like the 5 is still pushing. The 4 is still looking strong, though. The 4 is still looking strong. He's taking the 1. The 5 still is fighting there.
One big
he's starting to close it down, but he's got a ways to go. He's got to break it down. Now he's kicking it in. The 5 looks like he wants it, but is it enough? No, it looks like the 4 is going to hold down by a length. 4.57. Wouldn't have gotten it anyway because the 7 snuck in there.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's better than what I called with the Kentucky Derby. So for anyone keeping track at home, comments did not treat me kindly.
Army Girl, Tracy Worsner and Corey Leonard sneaking in there.
All right.
Sneaking in the back.
All right. Michael Myers, alive for the pick 4. Have the 1-4-5. Well, you got it there. You definitely got it. Jenny Mack had the exacta box 1-4, exacta box 3-5 in win place 1-3. Ooh, you missed that one, Jenny, but you still got enough from the last. Okay, you guys got a conversation going there. I'll let that slide. Live to the double 1-3-5. Unfortunately, it looks like our 5 was not able to pull it through. Stage presence. Huge bet on this horse. Oh, unfortunately for the rest of us, stage presence did not come in.
Yeah.
Kentucky Smoke Show it is.
Yeah.
Was that the one that we were highlighting? Yeah, that's the OP horse, the Oaklawn horse. Well, there you go.
Just see if it's any related to it's probably the same
Smoke
owner.
Show?
It's Carolina Smoke Show.
Well, let me look it up. We've got places we can figure this stuff out at.
I mean, they're not related on the dam side. I looked the dam up.
Yeah, no.
Oh, you did?
Maybe the same owner. You may just be the same owner who loves Smoke Show.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yep. Audible on one side, Sunday Driver.
Yeah, kind of like the Karakoram people, named all their horses the same name,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to step away for a second here and fix my headset because I'm getting beeped like it's dying on me, and I had trouble hearing Tim last
No
time.
problem. What do you think, Tim? Let me see here.
Craziness.
I know. I thought you were looking good there. I thought the 5 was going to get.
It was like he had a head of steam, and then he hit the top of the stretch, and then he just lost all momentum. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
And then Army Girl, Corey Leonard ends up getting up for third at 21-1. Longest shot in the field, gets up for third.
The Army. being represented. There you go. Who owns Kentucky's Smoke Show?
The 4 or 5 was paying 4 to 1, 4.5 to 1.
Oh, not that bad, actually. Oh, Kentucky Smoke Show.
Ugly race.
Yeah.
Ready to turn the page.
I expected the 5 to be way more front, and he was in the back.
Yeah, started dead last. I mean, I don't know if he broke slow or what. I'll have to check it out again later, but I definitely thought he would be more forwardly placed.
Yeah. David,
which is how she won the last race. She was gate to wire.
Yeah. Yeah. Checking this out to see if it was originally the same owners. 412, 236, 210, 266, 244, and 410. Let's see. Hooley. No, weird. So maybe someone owns a part of like the, because that's just weird. You have 2 smoke shows in the same, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, that's weird.
Ganó el 4.
JG Funk, boy, I've never been so unsatisfied winning an exacta. It beats losing. Exactly. Is Gatekeeper at Woodbine Mohawk tonight?
Some people were talking about the Woodbine races. I don't know.
Yeah, the big Emma, today was Emma Jane Wilson's first race back.
Oh, did she race today?
She did.
Good.
They gave her a huge standing ovation. She came in 4th. Yeah, she came in 4th, but they gave her a huge standing ovation, which is great. And for the Woodbine Mohawk people, this is North America Cup is their big night this Saturday night up there. So busy time up there at the Woodbine land. But we'll turn the page. I thought you were looking really good there coming around the turn.
I did too, especially when they went 21 to the quarter.
Yeah, me too. I was like, okay, he's gonna I thought he was just gonna reel them in like a,
No, it was a good race by the 4.
Yeah, I did not expect that 7 to get up there though,
No.
But
okay. The one thing I said, Sean, right before you came on is I like the 5 and the 4. And then I said, after that, any of them could come in third.
Sure. Yeah. No. Yeah. No, that's the way I feel, that's the way I felt too. But we move on to race 4, right? 6 furlongs claiming 16,000 for 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 3 races. There we go. And we have a scratch of the 2 King Peanut. We have an interesting race here for sure. We got Amos, we got Moquette, we got Asmussen, we got Keneally. A busy group here coming up.
He's back.
I'm back.
He's back.
Yeah, different earpiece. I can hear better.
There you go. 19 minutes to race.
Plenty of time.
I am much better at harness racing as I used to work on standardbreds at Cal Expo as a vet tech. Oh, there you go. So Gatekeeper is well versed in with the Plano brothers, Rick Plano and legends at the Cal Expo Oval. I think Cal Expo is closing. I heard. That's sad. That was there for a long time, but I'm sure Gatekeeper is well aware of the Plano brothers out there, legends.
I mean, it's crazy. What track isn't closing?
I know. Seriously, yeah.
Yeah, Fairgrounds is heading that direction now.
I know.
Jeez.
Churchill Downs, once again, just closing everything. They just care about casinos. That's all they care about.
Yeah.
If Churchill didn't have the Derby, they would, they'd probably close that up,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think that's really the only track they care about now, and
Yep, it's the only one they care about. Yep, it's their focus.
maybe Turfway.
They do like I have heard through the grapevine that they do like Colonial. You know what I'm saying? That the Colonial is a track that they are. I don't think anything's going to happen to Colonial.
Interesting. Why is that?
Huh?
Why would Colonial be the one that they're loving more so than Fairgrounds?
I think if they close Colonial right after Arlington, that would look really, really bad considering they moved all of Arlington's races to Colonial. I'm just saying, it's a gorgeous turf course, and they do love Ellis. Ellis has a huge slot player thing down there for some reason. I don't know exactly, but they do like Colonial, and the governor and somehow Governor and Churchill work very well. And they brought the 3-year-old race, which I think if they didn't really care about it, I don't think they would have done that. You know what I'm saying? The card wasn't like super, but I'm just saying, but they wouldn't even brought that if they didn't like them. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
So I think
they tried to make the card look impressive, right?
Yeah,
they tried to build up potential races. They just couldn't fill them up.
Right. Yeah.
To the point where they were
because of the timing when it was, but yeah, but yeah, I think they like them.
All right, guys. Sean.
Yes,
tell
sir.
us about this race. What is this race?
Yep. There's 4. Yep. There's 6 furlongs claiming 16,000 for 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 3 races. And the interesting thing for a $16,000 claiming race, you don't often get Keneally, Asmussen, Moquette, and Amos in the $16,000 claiming race. With even Gennaro Garcia too. So very interesting here.
Yeah.
Yep. So, whose race is this, my friend?
This might be your race, Sean.
My
unless
race.
you do
Okay.
you want to give it up to someone else.
I'll take it. I'll take the banner and run with it.
We got it. It's a deep race too. 10 horses initially entered in, and we only had 2 scratches today, and I don't think one of them was in this race, was it?
Which one?
In this race that we're in right now.
The two is scratched.
The 2 is scratched, so King Peanut is out.
Yeah, Peanut is out, but everyone else is in.
Everyone else is in.
Yes.
All right. With time, this is what I did last race. We just sort of walked through things, and I let Tim lead us in the direction of horses he wanted. So looking at our first horse here, one for my brother.
Yeah.
Eugene Vossler, Irving Moncada, sire being Alpha. A horse that has definitely, through Turfway Park, been racing in a lot of artificial. Had some success there. You see a lot of 2nd and 3rd places, moving over to dirt, 7, 6, 7 furlongs. Not showing a whole lot here. Maybe this race he was 4 lengths back, but you can see there's a horse in this race who was ahead of him. So that automatically the horse is ahead of him in both these races. Doesn't bode well for my brother.
No,
King Peanut.
No, Tiverton is way above him. Yeah.
Yeah. Move on to Viteman. Eddie Keneally, as we mentioned earlier, the sire being Mizzenmast. Ben Curtis getting the mount here. Last couple races. Blinkers on. Yeah. Came in 4th place, but only 2 lengths back. Looks like he was challenging early on, given a little bit of pace pressure there. Race before that, another claimer here, applying some pace pressure here, as we can see at the second call, but ended up 12 lengths back and in 5th place in that one. Ben Curtis getting the last 3 mounts, improving each time. But how can you not improve off this Fairgrounds run he had here?
I think he's also finding, I always say the right group in the sandbox, like I did kind of like that in the last race.
Sure.
I think Eddie Keneally's starting to find, as he's dropping him, this horse is getting better with the group he's facing,
Absolutely. You see it in the last race. 2 lengths back, fourth place. I mean, fourth place doesn't sound impressive, but 2 lengths back, that's not too bad.
Yeah, no, he's right there. So he's finding the right group.
Right. And we got Catamount, Steve Asmussen trained with Eric Asmussen, another shipper from Oak Lawn.
Yeah.
Ran in the Ozark here a couple races back.
Yeah.
8 lengths back in that one.
Yeah.
Last race out also at Oak Lawn, 12 lengths back in 6th place, went off at 41-1. So was not well thought of in that race. But again, this is going to be a bit of a drop in class for him.
Big drop in class. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, you know what this is called? This is called Calumet Farm saying, Steven, get rid of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think this is a flat out, Steven, this horse is not the same it was. Get rid of him, and we'll just cut our losses.
Yeah.
Because the dropping down.
I could not agree more with that one, Sean. That's the same thing I saw when I saw this horse in here.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep. That is just, something happened to this horse, and Steve and Calumet just want to move on.
Yeah. And you look at it, like for the first 3 races, he went off in his maiden race, 33K maiden race, right? But 6th length gate to wire win. 3rd race out, he won that one, stalking the pace, or at least putting some pace pressure on early, winning that one by 3/4 of a length. But then after that, he just looked completely outmatched.
Yeah, something happened between the Remington and Oak Lawn,
Yeah. He bounced around to a few different parks too, right? You look.
Yeah.
Was that Lone Star, Ellis Park, Remington, Oak Lawn? So yeah. Then we got Not Normal. Not impressive.
No.
Connor Murphy, Mendelssohn, Luan.
I mean, I do give Connor credit for getting Luan Machado up here, because if you look at this is one of those horses that, okay, we're going to try fast, and we're going to try mud, and we're going to try fast, and we're going to try slop, then we're going to try Woodbine on the turf. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. And so they just couldn't ever find a spot for this horse, and he just doesn't look like he's even going to be close to this group.
Right. And you look at everything here, like 7 lengths back at Churchill, 7 lengths back at 21 lengths back at Churchill, 14 lengths back. He's just not there. He hasn't been there since, February 2024 at Turfway Park with Tyler Connor under a different trainer. Right. Tiverton, that we brought up a couple times before.
Oh boy, Tiverton.
Shocked to see that this horse started at 12-1, currently at 9-1.
Yeah.
So the public's not picking up on Tiverton. This is a Turfway Park horse, as we can see here, right? And he's got this block of races in here where he's at Turfway. Marcelino Salas is the trainer, formerly Connor Murphy. The last couple races, not too shabby. Right, he's sitting like 6, 5, 4 lengths off the pace, so he's like in that second tier back.
Yeah,
finishes in 3rd place, 3 lengths off. Finishes in 3rd, 1 length off. Getting a little bit better each time, and these are the 2 races that we saw one of the previous horses in. Martin Garcia up on the mount here. Tiverton at 12-1. I feel like that is just gobbling up some value there.
Yeah. No, he's definitely found the right group. That's for sure.
I think so.
You got Manny Garcia jumping on board, Yeah.
Sutherland bouncing around between different trainers, currently on Chris Richard, coming from Twirling Candy. Edgar Morales, the jockey, went out for the early lead last race, which doesn't appear to be his MO, although you see early on, it looked like he liked to get close to the pace. But like you look at some of these recent ones, he is just far off in most of these. But yeah, got close to the pace, but then faded back. Was only 2 3/4 lengths off, but that was a 5th place finish. That was one of the races Tiverton was 3rd place in, but did fade a bit in that 6 furlong race. Before that was with Amos. Before that was with Richard. Before that was with Thomas Malloy, et cetera, et cetera.
A very
This is a
popular
horse.
horse.
Yeah.
Tim's dog doesn't like Amos. There's lost.
No.
She does
bad
not
stuff.
like that.
So we got Penrod. We got 8 minutes to post, so I think we're gonna make it here. We got Penrod, who went almost gate to wire in the last one. At first call, he was in third place, but only 1 length behind. Took over and never took a look back. Although he only won by a neck in that one. Saya's on the mount. Saya's getting the mount here. Ronald Maquette, Upstart being the sire. He's had another win at Oak Lawn back in March with Santana. This you can understand why he's the current favorite. You can understand why he's the morning line favorite. Any other thoughts on this horse, guys?
Yeah, Penrod is my top pick. I really like this horse. If you look, I know it's non-winners of 3, and you look like this horse is moving up pretty quickly, but he's just running well. And if you look, he breaks his maiden back at the beginning of March, and then he goes directly into non-winners of 2. It takes him 3 races to get that, dropping down a little bit each time. But if you look, this race is no tougher than that one.
No.
And I just looked at this horse. I love Saya stays aboard. I just think that everything points to this horse being super competitive in here. I like him a lot. It's my top pick.
Yeah. I love the fact that he's going 57, 63, 70. This horse is finding
getting better.
He's finding his speed every start he's out,
Exactly.
And as we all know, Moquette and Bejarano are like the duos, and the fact that he's kept Louis on this horse means that he's liking the way this horse is going,
Yeah,
so
Absolutely.
that's a huge plus. Yep.
The 9 horse we got here, more than 5. Gennaro Garcia, more than ready. Jaime Torres, the jockey. Last couple times out has looked actually pretty good here. Finishing third, 3 1/4 lengths off with Marcelino. Before that, and these are both at Indiana. Finished first by a neck. Looks like he started off pretty far behind in that last race. Was a little bit closer to the pace the time before that. Other races here when he was at Churchill Downs, 6 lengths off, not looking so impressive. A lot of time at Oak Lawn. Got third way back in May of last year at Churchill, but was 10 lengths back, so looking less impressive there.
I've got this horse with an underneath third possibility. I think this horse can definitely finish third. I've got the horse finish fourth, but I've got the horse fourth in my handicapping, but I think that he can definitely finish in third.
Yeah, and you're getting a number on him right now, currently at 16-1.
Yep.
And then finally, Western Command, Thomas Amos, Jose Ortiz, West Coast is a sire here. This is another horse that's bounced around between Amos and Asmussen. 5th last time out, 5 1/4 lengths behind. Before that, 6 3 1/4 lengths behind. These are both at Oak Lawn. Last time, 3 times ago, he finished in second, only less than 2 lengths off of the winner there at Oak Lawn. He's had some good days. 5-1, currently sitting at 4-1.
For me, this is my second pick. I've got 8 on top, but I've got the 10 second. I really like Western Command's chances underneath. If you look after they raced back on the 2nd of May, they've had 3 works since, and that last work is really strong, 47-4. 4 furlong work. I like Jose getting up on this one. You've had Eric Asmussen and Keith Asmussen the last 2 times out. I just think that that last race, you can kind of draw a line through it. I'm not sure that this horse wants the slop, but I know it's an Ocon shipper and they haven't been doing extremely well. But the other thing I noted is that with this one, Tom Amos trained this one before Steve had it. So if you look a couple back, 3 races back, this horse was claimed from Tom Amos by connections that put the horse under Steve Asmussen. And then when as soon as Tom Amos got the chance, it looks like he claimed it right back for the same price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'll tell you my picks here then.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Yeah.
Yeah, so I like Venomant, Vitamin, the number 3 horse first. I think mainly because of, well, he's got the top win for me, the best in class win. He's also a drop in class. Then I've got the 4 Catamount. That would be my next horse for similar reasons, right? He's got a bit of a drop in class. I do like the way he runs at the distance. The number 8 horse, Pernod, who is currently the favorite at 5-2. And then I'm going to drop in for you Tiverton. I do love me some Tiverton at 8-1. I think you're getting some great value there. He is my 4th horse. And I mean, he's rated as my 4th horse, but I really do dig this horse.
And for me, Sean, you kind of heard I was 8-10 and then I was 3-9, but I'm really against the 3 on top here. Ben Curtis, as much as I loved how well he was riding early on, he has been doing the opposite. And to me, what he did on that 5 horse in the last race is just an example of that. He's got a horse that should be running and he's not bringing them home. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Got it. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. All right. I got my bet. Key 8 over the 3, 6, 10.
and,
All right.
and what was the bet? I missed the first part, Sean. You were
$2 try key 8 over the 3, 6, 10.
got it.
Did you get to Irene's comment? Because I think you also like the 9 too, right, Tim?
I do. I like the 9 underneath.
Yeah, more than 5. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, let me see. Very spread in the formula on this one. I like the 5. Yeah, I like the 9 at the distance. You get a little bit of a close on him too, although it is 6 furlongs. I definitely feel like you get more value out of him than 18. Sorry, he's better than 18-1. That's what
I couldn't agree more. Irene, if you like him, bet him across because I think 18-1 is a fabulous price.
Yeah, but it's it's a tough race to pinpoint the winners in. There's definitely not one horse that completely sticks out to me. The 3 kind of felt about right now. Now the 3 is the favorite at 5-2. He took it over from the 8, who's had it for what seemed to be a while.
Yep.
I'm okay with
the
that.
CAWs do.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that because I'm against the 3.
You are against the 3.
Yeah, I just there are a few things I don't like there. And I really wanted I really when I was handicapping this race, I really wanted to like the 6. I just think if you look the last 2 times out, 68, that's what the horse it's just like you go back and look at the numbers. This horse seems to run the same race every time from a speed figure perspective, and it's just not good enough here.
Yeah.
Okay. Jenny Mack is exacta boxing 3, 4, 6, 8 with a win place on the 4 and the 6. Good luck to you there.
But the way I'm handicapping lately, the 6 wins.
Going away.
At 9-1. Not too bad. I do like the 6, so I did place a personal wager on the 6 there, even though I went through that. I told you which way my formulas went. Yeah.
As long as he gets up for 3rd.
Yeah. 3,
Keep
8,
doing
4.
what you're doing, 3rd place horse.
They're
off.
Here we go.
All right. Looks like the 3, based on the camera angle I got, is getting out there early on with the 4 and the 5. 3 is going right to the lead. He's got a 1-length lead on the 4.
Right there.
Not normal at 12-1 is right behind him. The 6 is all the way in back. I'm going to note that for myself there. 3 is stretching it out to about a 1.5 length lead. He has got to be getting up on that quarter soon, and the quarter is 21.69. They're going pretty quickly there. 3 is still out in front. Now he's got about a 2-length lead there. The 4 and the 5 are closing in. The 7 is starting to get a little bit closer there as he takes an inside position. The 3 is starting to lose that lead. He only has a 1-length lead.
Come on, 10 falling right around.
Here comes the 8.
Fourth horse coming on the outside. That is the 8 horse.
Come on, 8.
3 with a quick turn there, stretches
carried
out his
10
lead. He's
wide.
got about a
Oh,
1 length lead on the
carried
7, it looks
so
like there,
wide.
but the 7 is charging. 7
Oh,
is
and
about to
the
close
8
in and
hits the
take over.
5.
The 7 and the
Oh.
3 are battling it
7.
out. Looks like the 7 is going to take over as the 3 is starting to go backwards. The 7 now taking a 1 length lead. He is going to stretch that out probably to 1,
Sias hits
2
the
lengths.
5 as he's coming around.
And 10 is third place. 7,
Wow.
3, and 10.
5 can claim on the 8. Louis just absolutely just powed him.
Is my 6 still out there?
Yeah, seriously, yeah.
You know, I just don't understand that ride by Luis. He is coming with momentum as they hit the top of the stretch. And he goes outside 3 horses that are going to have to go outside 3 horses. And
Right,
he ends up being 7 or 8 wide at the top of the stretch, and he's done.
Right, yeah.
My
We talked
10,
about
who
the
I like
7.
second, did get up for third.
Yeah.
None of us like the 7, right?
No.
Sutherland,
yeah,
no.
Jen Ochoa is asking the same thing I'm thinking. Did anyone have the 7?
Yeah,
We
seriously.
talked about it. Chris Richard, Thomas
I
Amos,
looked at it,
Chris
but
ping pong it.
but yeah, not that wasn't my cup of tea.
No. I didn't see anything there on that horse.
No.
In my formulas. I mean, we talked about him going to the lead last time and then just completely fading back. And I even brought up that he lost to Tiverton, who's in this.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
The thing
there's nothing in his running lines that makes you think he wins this race. Nothing at all.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
The thing that's puzzling me about Thursdays at Churchill is that, like, that last race, I thought the 5 would be definitely out in the front, and he's coming from the back. You know what I'm saying? There's different. It almost seems like a Thursday is like, let's try a different strategy night. You know, like, almost like, you know, which throws your race completely off. You know.
It looked like he was out there early and then he just sort of bounced back. I'm not sure if that was a strategy or the way he was.
Right. Exactly.
One of my formulas had the 7 number 1, but everything else had him 5, 5, 7, 8.
Yeah, and Jenny said blinkers on, but
the trainer's over with that angle.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying, you know. So
I mean, the only thing I can look at is something I often look at for maidens, which is when they're sitting back in previous races. And then that last race, they start to show you they are more pace forward. Sometimes that's an indication, even if they do fade, that they are going to be a little bit better this next upcoming race.
Looking back, though, I'm going to say at least at Churchill Downs, at least he has 2 seconds where he's like second and 7 furlongs, 6.5 furlongs. He's at least he's in the 20,000. He was at least competitive, you know.
The 6th did finish 5th.
6 did finish 5th. Okay.
Oh, thanks.
There you go. What was the
if
full?
You go back to 2024. He did look good at Churchill. You're right.
Yeah, the full finish was what? Is it?
Arnob is asking for the full results. So we've got 7, 3, 10, 1. 7, 3, 10, 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, Todd, not much we can do about it. We wish they would change their schedule back to what it was last year, but they're probably done by now. Right now,
they will after the King's Plate. They'll be back to their normal schedule.
But when does that come up? Is that August?
August 16th.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. That's not for a while.
I know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but
7 dropped in class from 20 down to 6. Okay,
it's not a big drop though.
That didn't. Yeah, that I had a bigger drop in class, at least the way I calculated on the 3 and the 4.
Yeah. But now we have a turf race coming up, and this is where we're going to absolutely turn everything around. Everything around is being turned around here.
Okay, I just answered this. 2nd was the 3, and 3rd was the 10.
Right. Yeah. So we got a nice turf race coming up here.
7, 3, 10.
Yeah.
And if you missed it, that's 7, 3, 10.
Allowance 50,000, including an Oscar, baby.
Yeah.
Oscar, baby.
Don't think this one has a real chance, but
But they all run for some reason.
yeah, exactly. Yep. Yep. This is my coming up, my lock of the night.
Wow. That's a little interesting because I think this race is kind of wide open.
Yep.
Let me see. I'm curious what I got here now. Oh.
Look at this. Look at the odds right now. The 9 is 10-1 on the morning line and is currently 6-5.
Yeah. Yeah. Not gonna stay there.
No.
I think that's called early money.
Not gonna stay there. Yeah.
That's called call manipulation, which they've been doing a lot lately in the pools.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot.
To me, this race is.
We were handicapping formula. We were handicapping the races at Assiniboia on Tuesday
I was
night.
there.
And at
Yeah.
one point, there was one race to where a horse had, I think it was a 1, had over $10,000 in the win pool and went off with only $3,000 in the win pool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Someone
crazy.
canceled $7,000 in bets.
Yeah, they pulled a lot of money back.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Manipulation.
Hey, Curtis. Curtis has got a tri-key 8 with the 3, 4, 7, 9, 10.
All
Good
right.
luck, Curtis.
I'm kind of interested. I mean, even the morning line on this, the 10 was a morning line lukewarm favorite at 3-1. The 1 was 7-2. Sean says it's lock of the night, which I find interesting because I think this race is kind of wide open, and I'm taking a shot with my picks in here. So
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I will read the conditions here.
Please do.
Race 5. We have a mile on the turf, allowance 50,000 for 3-year-olds and up, which have started for a claiming price of 50,000 or less, or which have broken their maiden in a maiden auction race and which have never won a race other than maiden claiming or waiver claiming.
Good to know.
Good to know.
All right. So I'll go through my picks first.
Okay, go ahead, bud.
Number 1,
Yes.
the number 1 horse, Ascari.
Yes.
So I do like the speed figures in the last 3 on this horse. I do like the speed figures on turf. I've got the speed figures, my formula speed figures, mind you, as being second in this race to another horse who I'm going to name in a second. I do like this horse at a distance as well. Like that he's getting a jockey upgrade. Like that there is a 3-race improvement, although we see that with a lot of horses in this race. Last time out, ran a pretty decent race. Average winnings, grade out is pretty good for me. So yeah. And then also in terms of class, I've got this horse as being, splitting hairs here, but I got it as being pretty close to the class of this race. I'm going 8 furlongs on turf. My next horse I'm going to give you, guys, you like prices? I'll give you a price. I will give you the 8, Curlin's Gesture. I was talking about horses I like on the surface. I like Curlin's Gesture as my top horse for the surface. I also like him at the distance. The only thing I don't like is him at the park. He hasn't done well at Churchill before, but I'm hoping he's going to remedy that this time. Getting closer to the pace, which is something I talked about before with the 3-race improvement. What else can I tell you about this horse here? Does sit just off the pace. It is a Curlin, so I'm hoping we're going to get some Colosin from it. And number 3 horse, if you like even a bigger price, I'm going to give you Game Point, the 6 horse here. In terms of the last formula figure, I've got this horse as being number 1. I got him as having a closing ability here. I like the way most of his figures grade out here. Really good on the surface. I've got him as 4th on the surface, and for the distance, I've got him as number 1. So Game Point, the 6 horse here. And then if I'm going to give you a fourth horse, I'm going to go all the way over to the 10. Like the win that this horse has, getting closer to the pace. Second race off the claim. Three race improvement for this horse here. Best in class win. Also sits pretty close to the pace. Yeah, so if I'm going to give them to you in order, I'm going 1, 8, 6, and 10, and there are some prices in there. Especially if that 9 keeps holding on.
Yep.
Wow. I think this is your race, Formula.
How is that?
I mean, Sean did the last one, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
I did
crap.
the one before that, so this is your race.
I just announced my race. Okay, there
Yeah,
we go.
there
Well,
you go.
let me hear what you guys say. I thought I was going to hand it over to
All
someone
right,
else.
I'll do mine next because I think it's really interesting.
Okay, good. Yep.
I would love to hear it.
Okay, my top pick in here is the number 1 horse, Ascari.
Beautiful. Yes.
And you know,
Yeah,
Christopher
my God.
Davis, Florent Giroux. Florent Giroux is getting back up on this one. You know, third out on the surface, which is definitely an angle that I like. The horse did pretty well, okay, over the Turfway course on the synthetic, getting a decent win there back over the winter. Then goes to Keeneland, kind of runs a very even race in that race, and then the last time out, the horse was basically out of the race at the very beginning and then just kind of ran even. But we go from Sophia Doyle to Florent Giroux. And I think that as much crap as Florent Giroux takes, I think this is a big step up in jockey and even takes from me. But it's also a drop in class. I mean, that allowance class is not this allowance class. If you look at that race at Keeneland, that was won by English Channel, and you know, a lot of those horses would be huge favorites in this one, and I think the 1 will be here. I think the 1's going to end up being your favorite here. And here's the interesting part, and why I said I think you'd like it. My second pick is number 8, Curlin's Gesture.
We're bringing it home.
And if you look, who rode this one the last 2 times out? Well, that would be one Florent Giroux. Well, Florent Giroux chose to ride the 1 horse. So Mario Gutierrez picks up the mount here. I'm okay with that. So you look at it, second time at Churchill here in a row. If you look at that last race, this horse kind of showed something, was right there, then put a nose in front, got up by a half a length at the top of the stretch, and then faded a little bit late. Should move forward off that, I think, a little bit here. And if he does in this race, I think he can definitely be right there. And then I'm going to go all the way to the outside in the 10 horse. The 10 is my third pick, Robitrace and Julien Leperoux. That was a really good race last time out. And look, this is a big step up for this one, and I get it. But I don't know that this is a step up as much as the last one was a step back. This horse has been running at this level. So if you look, the horse has consistently run at this level previously, and then they dropped him down to get that second win. And you know, it took a couple of races here, but they're back on turf, and I think that's where this horse really wants to be, and definitely has an underneath shot here. And if I'm going to add one more with an underneath shot, I do like the 9 a little bit as well. I do not get why this horse is still 9-5. And if that money stays there, you know, then somebody knows something. But it makes no sense. I would look for that money to disappear and these odds to completely change. I think people are trying to throw everybody off the 1.
There's things I see about the 9.
I like the 9. I've got the 9 underneath.
Yeah, I mean, if I look at the earnings at the distance, the 9 is up there. If I look at the last 3 and drop the worst, he's just barely above the 1. But there's other things I like about other horses better in this race.
Yeah, coming off the layoff, he's got coming off a really nice bullet workout on the 6th of June here at Churchill. I mean, there are things to see, but this would be a huge move forward for this horse in this race.
He's not 2-1 in this race.
No.
Yeah.
Not against these. I mean, lower odds and competing. Now he's at 2-1. I get, but he's not going to keep those odds.
Right. All right.
John, what'd you think?
Spin Nation.
Number 1.
With a bullet, baby.
Ascari.
Look at that.
No doubt. When I handicapped this, I remember this horse winning with Louis Saez against Coastalong and Fayette Spirit at Monmouth. No one was really closing that much that day. He just pounced on that field and lost the Forever Super Ronstadt. These are all stakes horses on there, right? If you look at the 2 trips that this horse has had since they've gotten back to the turf with Sophie, crowded, jostled. I mean, just absolutely just got tossed around. Flo should give this horse a. Christopher Davis doesn't use Flo very much, but look at Christopher Davis. He's 10 out of 20 in the money for a guy who's really just come into Kentucky in the last like 6-7 months. He's really learning. He's got Flo. I think this horse is running as much better than this group, and I think this horse just rolls by this group. And
we're unanimous on the 1 being 1. Cool.
1 stealing. Yep. My second pick was the 10 House United, Rob Atras, Julian Leperoux. Really liked the way this horse ran in the 50,000 horse and was really steadied sharply. If you watch that race, Julian gave the perfect race and just got absolutely steadied. So I think this horse could be majorly live coming down the stretch there. And then, believe it or not, my third pick was Curlin's Jester, Mario Gutierrez and Marion. The race at Fairgrounds with the 4th just missing. It was just out kicked to American Hope. I mean, American Hope would be like 3-5 in this group. So, and the fact that it just lost only by like 3 lengths to that horse is great. So, that was my trio. Was 1, 10, and 8, and I could.
Hey, Formula, just to add to that really quickly, Joe's talking about the 8 right now. He's got that as his top pick. He said, good as any in this field with his A game. I think he'll be overlooked.
Yep.
There it is. Wow.
He's faced
guys, we're in
so
good
much
company.
better.
And you look at who Tony has as his number 1 horse here. Was that the one I was going with? The 6? Game Point. Yeah, that was my 20-1. Well, now 13-1. That was my third pick. They both had the 6 in there. So I think we're in the right company.
Yeah.
Guys, I think I have my pick.
Love
and I
it.
might step away for a moment after I do this. Why hold on to it, right? Let's get it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is exactly what we were talking about. Let's do a try-key box. I think the 1 is going to win, but it's a turf race. I'm not super confident that the 1 will win, but I think it should get up there. And then we got the 6, the 8, and the 10. We should be getting some long possibilities, especially out of the 6 and the 8. The 10 might come down a little bit. The 1 might come down a little bit, but we've got some potential in that. So the way this is, it's a 50-cent base price on that trifecta. It is a key box, so the 1 can be first, second, or third, but it must be first, second, or third. If the 1 falls out of this, we lose the bet. The other 2 positions have to be filled up by the 6, the 8, and or the 10. There you have it, people.
Like it.
Wait for just a moment, and I'll be right back to it.
Yeah, it's just really looking at the pools right now. It's really interesting to me because there's 44,000 in the win pool. A fourth of that is 11,000 on the 9. The 1 horse who I thought would be a pretty strong favorite here has 7,600 and the 9 has 11,000. So the 9 has quite a bit more. The place pool even makes it more interesting because the 1 who is your favorite and has more money than everybody else than the 9 in this pool has almost 2,000, and the 9 has double that, $4,300 in the place pool.
Right. Yeah, that's amazing.
So somebody has hammered the win and place pool on the 9.
Yes, for sure. Someone is confident in that 9.
And Jeffrey, I know exactly how you feel. That seems to be my thing with Flo as well. I struggle with him a lot.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of rides lately that it just seems like I get really frustrated, and there are a lot of people that I think question, as good as Brad Cox's barn is right now, and with all the jockeys out there, that this is his number one.
Yeah. No doubt when he's right there right now, Louis and him are the number 1 and 2 by,
Look, I'm not saying anything negative about the guy at all. I've always liked him. It just seems like he's just been down a little bit lately. And
I think the other thing is too. I think I actually saw him at Saratoga, and the one thing I will say is that sometimes, Jeffrey, is that sometimes the one thing about Flo, which is interesting, is that I think Cox has so many horses now. Sometimes, right? You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
You're only as good as your horse, right? And sometimes some of Cox's horses come up short. He has so many of them now in so many spots. You know what I'm saying? I think this is still a learning curve for him. I think sometimes Flo gets a little bit of the abuse because he's riding a lot of them. But you know what I'm saying? I think Brad is an amazing trainer. But he's in so many spots now. He's in Horseshoe. He's like Mark Casse now.
Right.
He's in like 8 spots.
everywhere.
And I think that when you do that, your horses don't get trained as much as when you just were in 1 or 2 spots. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, because Flo's had them, and what I said is what's interesting, Flo's had them in the right position like 80% of the time. They just don't finish. You know what I'm saying? So like if you have the horse in the perfect spot and he's not finishing, that's not the jockey's fault. Like if he's got him in the perfect position, So it's an interesting, but no, I do agree with what you're saying, but I think sometimes he gets a little bit too much criticism, because he does generally put the horses in the right spot, But I do agree, at times, And now we're down to 3-1. Now the real money seems to be coming here.
Yeah, we're starting to get some competition there for first.
Now
Who's the 9 favorite? 2 minutes to post. We got our bet in.
Yeah, now we've got 12-6 on the 9 and 12-1 on the 1.
Yeah. The cause changed their picks.
Well, I was kind of watching the pools because I was thinking that some of this money might come off the 9, but it really isn't. The money's just coming in.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
So I think, like I say, especially since the win pool and the place pool were so heavy on the 9, it looks like somebody just made a big play on the 9 early on, and now the 1 is catching up.
Yeah.
Interesting also that the 10 opened at 3-1, and we all liked the 10. And it's still sitting at 8-1. Like it opened, and then all the money went to the 9, and the 8 just never really. Sorry.
Now we're down to 5-2 is the favorite.
Yeah. King George reposted this stream. Okay.
Thanks, King George.
Thank you, King George. Awesome. We'll take all the reposts we can get. Thank you very much, guys.
We do have almost 100 people watching us right now. And if you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you give us a like, subscribe to the channel, follow along for all of the great content.
Give it that thumbs up. And guys, to remind you, this is our play. Tim, did you remove my $9? It looks like you did.
No, I didn't. I need to do that now.
Ooh. Oh, you're going to do that? Okay, thank you. I was going to do it if you didn't.
Yeah.
Just wanted to check. Just to keep us honest. Favorite with 11 horses, no effects. Yeah, it was bouncing around when we originally made that. It wasn't the favorite, but also we just got to handicap and say what we see. We're doing a key box here, so the 1 doesn't necessarily have to come in first place for us, but we think he's going to be in the mix there, so...
Yeah, and the fact that all 3 of us separately landed on the 1, I mean, there's something to be said for that. And I definitely agree. If the horse goes way below even money in an 11 horse field, you probably want to take a stance against maybe.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I just think the one looks really tough here. And at 2-1, I don't honestly think that's a bad price. And the 9 has all of a sudden floated up to 4. Let me check the pools.
Yeah, check those pools.
It's just more money coming in on the 1, but nothing has come off of that 9.
yeah.
But
the 9 got all the late money. The 1's getting all the.
But there's not a lot more going on the 9. It's really slow on the 9. So it was that early money. Somebody likes the 9 underneath. I would definitely include the 9.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Jeff Wilson. Glad you liked the show. Keep checking in, buddy.
Thank you, Jeff.
And we are off. Pretty even break from the inside. The 2 shows a little speed, and here comes from the middle of the pack. The 7 is going to come out just outside that one. The 11 horse is going to be 3 wide, headed into the clubhouse turn. Back on the inside in 4th, that is the 5. The 3 is currently out. That's the 10, excuse me, outside in 5th. Then a wall of horses behind that one up front. They hit the quarter 23-3. 2 beers by 10 has about 5. And then it's Pineland sitting back in 2nd. 11 Double Neat is currently a length back in 3rd. Moving up to the inside of that one into 3rd now. From 4th is Covert Law. Up front, the lead is shrinking. 2 beers by 10 down to a half length over Pineland. Pineland draws up beside that one as they hit the half in 48-2. The 5 is currently sitting back in 3rd. They are 3 wide at that position with Double Need outside that one. And the 10 is going to be 3 wide as we head to the top of the stretch. Come on, 2 beers by 10 is still right there. Pineland to the outside. It's inside. These 2. The 5 Covert Law starting to make a move. The 1 is way back with lots of work to do. From the middle, Pineland is still battling. 2 beers by 10 starting to give way. Here comes the 5 in between horses. The 5 is going to win.
1.
The 11, the 1 comes with a rush. Too little,
way too late.
There's another case. There's another case to where Florent Giroux, what the hell?
The 1 was sitting in the back for so long, finally made a move, and I was watching him the entire time. As soon as he comes out and hits the stretch, he goes inside in front of the wall of horses and then backs outside again.
That's
like
exactly
just
what I'm saying. What kind of
how many moves?
It just baffles me. And then we're sitting here trying to defend Florent Giroux just a moment ago. Sean doing his best to talk about, but to me that was all right there. But Sean, how about the Oscar performance, baby, number 11?
Yes.
Yeah, you got your Oscar there. Who won? Was that the 2? Did the 2 hold on, or did the 2 get? The 11 won.
No, I think the 5
the 2
won.
was on the inside.
The 5 won, but the 11, 11 was right there though.
The 11
the Oscar baby.
Late. So I think the 11 gets second. It's 5, 11, 7, 1. 5, 11, 7, 1. I'm gonna call it. We don't need a photo. 5, 11, 7, 1.
The Oscar baby getting up 38-1.
All right, guys. I am going to bounce out of here. Good luck the rest of the way.
Sure, just take our money and leave.
Yeah. That's how it works.
Irene.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Irene just shared our stream. Thank you, Irene. Yeah, I had 2. I always put, Tim knows this, I always put $2 across on the Oscar baby. Just in case. He knows he was there at Churchill Downs with me, had me at Keeneland. I do it every single race. I put $2 across just in case for things like this. Exactly.
And the Oscar goes to?
38-1. Shock in the field. Almost got it. Unbelievable.
But even the winner, Sean, 15-1 over 38-1 over 4-1.
Yeah, exactly.
With the 2-1 favorite out of the money, finishing late in 4th. I just do not get that ride. This horse is back, moves out, moves in, moves out. I just don't know what the hell that is. And I'm sorry, but all of that's jockey. All of that's the jockey. You gotta pick a path and go.
Yeah.
And then if you run up behind horses because you picked wrong, then still on you, but you can't go in and out like that and take all chance away from your horse.
No, I agree. He was right there. Full of run too. Absolutely full of run. More than anybody else.
John, answer this.
Yeah.
Are you part owner, or what is the connection to the Oscar babies?
Okay, so Vince. All right, so John Ammerman, who was the owner of Oscar Performance and owns a lot of the Oscar Performance babies. He was my dad's head boss at Mattel. I mean, at Warner Lambert before he became the vice president of Mattel. So the Ammermans we go a long way back with the Ammermans, and also B. Lynch is one of my favorite people, friends, and trainers, and he had Oscar Performance too. So I was very, very close to Oscar. Headley Bell from Millridge has always been a big Oscar guy, and Headley and Price both, so all the people that are associated with the Oscar Performance train, I am privileged to all call good friends, and very excited with the way his babies run. And what's amazing is that if anyone knew Oscar Performance, he only ran on the lead. He would not, if you tried to get him to come from behind, he'd say, no, I'm done. He went out the front and said, come get me. So that is why, Vince, I am so close to the Oscar Performance connections, because they're all my friends. So,
and I'm gonna show this. I'm gonna show this here real quick, Sean.
Yeah.
Here is a photo that I took last year when we went to Keeneland. That is Sean and our friend Carson, and that is Oscar.
Right there.
That is Oscar himself there. So
right there, my boy.
We went to see Oscar and had a good time.
Yeah.
Great day.
Yeah. Even Headley gave me a nice shout out in the tour, which was nice. But so great to see that and his baby. Todd likes some Nutella. Nutella Fella ran the other day at Saratoga. Todd, did you have Nutella Fella? Unfortunately, got and then I see rookie jockeying, or are we being jockeyed? I don't know what that means.
But Sean, you know what we do?
We turn the page. We turn the page.
I'm going to bring us right back here.
You are. You're going to bring us right back. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. And let's see what our conditions are here. Okay. So we got Chucktown coming up here. I don't know what date it is because Santa Anita is running on a Thursday. That's confusing me.
Yeah.
Is that okay? So race 6. Here we go. Race 6. 6.5 furlongs, allowance 50,000 purse, 83,000 for 3-year-olds and up, which have started for a claiming price of 50,000 or less, which have not broken their maiden auction. 6.5 furlongs. And let me see if we have any scratches here, Tim. We do not. So we have a full field of 9 going here, and we are going to get it back going here. Okay. And I will let you know who I like here, Tim.
Let's do it.
All right. For all those people who are Brooks and Dunn fans with the boot, scoot, and boogie here, I like the 3 suited and booted for Vincent Chaminade and Brad Cox out of the great Classic Empire, one of my favorite horses. I think this horse, I mean, you look at this, I love this, Turfway 69 and 77, goes onto the dirt, 80. His numbers keep improving. Brad, and in limited numbers at Churchill, but 17% together otherwise. So this duo does well. This is only a $37,000 purchase, so this isn't like Brad had like a $500,000 horse here and just decided to put, So this is a very nice purchase by these people who've already made their money back, and bred by the Mulholland. So that's going to be a solid horse. And I just love the fact. Interesting. I love the fact that this horse runs on Churchill, but goes back to work out on the synthetic, which I think makes this horse even deeper. So when he comes back onto the dirt, he'll run even better. So the 3 is my definitely the top pick of the race here. Second, the 1 Gardner is going to be awfully tough here. Joe Sharp, 2 for 4. Two wins, 2 seconds at Churchill Downs. Sharp and Jose, no secret, 30% together, 23% at Churchill Downs. These two just know each other so well. He rides his horses so well, and I don't think this horse is going to be anything. I was almost to the point, honestly, where I was looking at this field saying 1, 3, 3, 1, and everybody else, but I will give a third one, and that is the 6 Fully Volatile for Jamie Torres and Eric Heitzman. This horse ran the slop last time. I'm not going to faded. Didn't like the slop. Wasn't bet or anything like that. But a Churchill Downs maiden special weight lost to Gunnar Glacken, who at the time was a very good horse in late 2024. And on a fast track, ran well on it and really, really closed. So I think this horse could be live at a price here at the end of 7-1. So I am 3, 1, and 6, Tim.
Okay. $7 to $5 on the 1. I don't like that at all.
No, I love the 3 at 9-2.
The 8 is 4 to 1. The 3 is 9-2. I've got a horse I like at a price here, Sean.
There you go.
It's not my top horse. I do, believe it or not, I was pretty intrigued that you weren't on the 1 on top and that you mentioned the 3, because my top pick here is the 3.
Yeah.
I really like the 3. This is a horse who broke his maiden at Turfway back in March, and then the maiden special weight, and then came in here to Churchill at 6.5 furlongs, which is the distance we're at. Ended up finishing in first, was DQ'd in that race, and placed second for interference in the stretch there. So, but this horse really stepped up the last time out, and I think should move forward again. Here's what we were talking about with Brad Cox and Vincent Chaminade, and these two have done pretty well together. So overall, they hit about 17%. So not horrible, but that number just keeps going up here lately is the real point. But I like it a lot. I like Brad Cox. I love the 3 here. And here's my price horse after that one is, I love the 7 here. Yeah. So let me talk about Dale Romans and Corey Landry. Sure. So when you're talking about 2 people that know their way here at Churchill, these are obviously 2 of them. And you look at the last race and you're like, what are you doing? This horse was in a 50,000 claimer, and now we're in a $50,000 allowance race. But if you look back to last year, this horse ran at this level, and not only ran at this level, but if you look at the race that this horse ran back in, I guess a couple years back, this horse threw a 84 buyer. This horse's best race ever was on this surface and finished first. But in eight races here at Churchill, Sean, this horse has got three wins and 3/3. So 6 out of 8 in the money.
Yeah.
6 out of 8 in the money. Second off a layoff. This horse was closing in that last race and finished strongly after the wire. So I think this horse is in a great position to move forward here and could get a piece of this at a really big price. Currently sitting on the board at 12-1 off of a 10-1 morning line. So
yeah.
I definitely like this horse a lot to be able to finish underneath. So when you look beyond that, man, it gets tough. I think that this is another race to where I think you could throw just about everybody and hit the all button underneath. But I do like the one. I see why the one is favored here, but I don't see why the one is 8-5 favored. In this field, Sean, I don't think the 8 is that much better than everybody else here.
Yeah, no.
Yes, at Churchill, he does have 2 wins and 2 seconds in 4 races at Churchill. He's 1 for 1 at the distance, but his worst race that he's run was at this level.
Yeah.
So when you look at, and that was at Keeneland, but when you look at his worst race, it was at this level right here. So
yeah,
I just think that there's enough of a case to be made against this horse. Now Jose gets up the last time out, and the horse really seemed to move forward and through a best speed figure that the horse has run, but could move backwards off of that once you run that top speed figure. It's easy to run backwards a little bit. So I do think the horse probably finishes on the board, but I'm playing against that horse to win in this field because I just think it's that tough. Another one that I would have to add is the 8. I think the 8 is really tough. Here's Robatros and Luis Saez again, right?
Yeah.
Here's another one who won last time out and was claimed out of that race and now goes to the Robatros barn. He does pretty well, 17%, first time off the claim. But if you look, that work that he's got over the Keeneland surface back on the 2nd in June since the claim, that was absolutely smoking, 46-3. If you look at all of the works this horse has ever run, he's never run a 46.
No,
he's never run a 47. 48s and 49s are his typical 4 furlong works. And this horse, threw up a monster fast work. So look for this horse and the possibility to move forward. I think Saez probably wants to take this one out to the lead here. Yeah. So there's a chance that they try to wire the field a little bit here. So you got to be cautious of that. But if he sits off the pace, I think he's less of a threat to win on top, but he's definitely a threat here. So I think to me, those are your 4 primary horses that I like: 3, 7, 1, and 8. But there's a whole lot more below that.
Yep.
Yeah, King George, I don't blame you, bud. I think there's a lot to like about the 8 there.
Yeah, no doubt. Trust issues. Do we have trust issues, though?
Trust issues. No trust issues.
That is the question.
But, the thing about this one was, compared to the 1, I like the 8 a little bit more than the 1, almost from a perspective of the 8 basically did not run his best race ever last time out, and the 1 did. Yeah, you see a lot of bounces like that, especially with the 1 being a 3-year-old.
Yeah,
and in a race racing against a little bit tougher this time, to where racing against older horses. And
Joe is picking the 6-8-1-3, and Tony's picking the 1-3-8-5.
6-8. Interesting.
That was my 6. Yeah.
I remember I was about to say, I think you had the 6 underneath. And
I like the 6.
I think Irene said that all 3 of the TVG people were on the 6. That's enough. That's enough right there to get me off the 6.
Get off the 6. Oh,
yeah, the TVG people being on the 6 gets me off the 6.
No, but I really like this horse, the way this horse, I thought that was very interesting. The fully volatile, because if you look at this, it lost to Gunnar Glacken on the fast track at Churchill with a 71 buyer. And even the slot, which I'm just going to throw out, probably didn't like it. Look, we lost to Patch Adams.
Yeah, exactly.
Big trust.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
no, that was a great race. And if you remember, I mean, that's the race that was on Derby Day.
Yep. And there's no Patch Adams in this group,
No, for sure. And that's why everybody's on Fully Volatile. I can tell you is they're looking at that last race and saying, that was definitely a tough race.
Yeah, and even his one race on the fast track at Churchill, he was flying. Came in second to Gunnar Glacken, who at the time was going to be a very good stakes horse before he hurt himself.
Yeah, and then Patch Adams came out of that race and then won the Woody Stevens up at Saratoga this past weekend, and Big Truz also finished second that day.
Yep.
And then finishing, or Big Trust finished third that day. Finishing second was Matticat Road.
Yes, absolutely.
So that was definitely a tough race. So I can see why people like the 6, but just looking at at how tough that race was. But this horse was 10 lengths behind those, and probably didn't like the slop. I don't think that although this horse ran one other time in the mud and won at Fairgrounds, but that was maidens.
Yeah. What I really love about this 3, right, is that this is what Brad does, and I like this. Brad has the big owners, right? Is like Godolphin and all those guys. But he also has some owners in his barn that he's friends with and all that stuff, And this is one of those things, one of those horses that he has that Brad does well with. The horse costs $37,000. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The Connections have already made their money and earnings wise back. You know what I'm saying? And he's running them at levels that he thinks he can win so that their friends can win. And I love that. I think that's a really good thing. I like what Brad does about that.
Yeah. Hey, TM. So I don't know if I said it out loud because I finished up, I think, talking about the 8, but I had the 3 on top of the 7 here. I'm trying to get the 7 at a bit of a price. I think there's a lot to like there, and there's some angles that I like. But underneath that one, I said just about anybody. But the 3 horses I've got underneath that I really like are 1, 8, and 9. So I definitely see the 9 with a underneath possibility, especially getting BJ up.
Yep.
How much time we got here, Sean?
About 5 minutes, my friend.
All right.
And of course, it would be the cocktail lounge. What is everybody drinking? You've probably seen me drinking my sparkling ice, kiwi strawberry. Good luck, Irene. Todd's got a 50-cent pick 3, 325. Good luck, my friends. Wow, matcha smoothie. There you go, gatekeeper. Gatekeeper. I'll be at Woodbine Mohawk in 2 months. In my opinion, this one will be off the board. Hot Rod is chucking them out. Bodek's got a 2 with the 1385 at Church. Todd's got an ice cold Love Bat Blue. Very nice. I may go up for the Breeders' Crown. I'm not sure. But they're trying to get me to come up. But let's see if I go up. Don't know yet. Still too early.
What we got, Sean? This race and one more, right?
Yeah, three more. Two more after this. Yeah, we're rolling in race 6. We're rocking and rolling.
I'm struggling here.
3-6 pays $41. That's crazy. 1-3 pays 11. Eight's all over the board too.
All right, Sean, I think we got what we're doing here.
Love it.
Look, I love that our 3 that we both like is 3-1 with the 1 taking all the money here. I like this horse to finish on top. So we're just going to play in the exacta pool, hope to catch a price underneath. We will play the 1 just in case that one does get up there, but we're going to play a $2 exacta 3 with the 16789. That'll be $10 total. And I think we covered all the ones we like.
Love it. I'm with you. I am with you.
Looking at all of the exactas, Sean, the if you look, the 3-1 would be a very small win, but everything else there would give us a little bit of money. I mean, the 3 would double up our money, and everything else would be much better than that. 3 is 11-1. 3-1 is 11-1. Excuse me.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we can get something like the 6 or the 7 underneath, 30-1 and 54-1. The 9 is 50-1.
Yep. We're getting close to the post. We're almost online. Eight being a little blocky at the gate. There's the 7 being blocky at the gate. There's the 8 going right in. And here comes the 9. They're all in. And away they go. As the 3 going out, there's the 4, excuse me, going right out to the lead. We got the 2 right at the inside, the 1 flying up the rail, going for the lead. That's Gardner and Jose Ortiz at 5-2, showing the way. The 2, the 4, the 5, we're all outside. 4 in the line. We get the 8, the 9. We get the 6 trying to sneak in, the 7, and the 3 is at the back, 22-2. The 1 is still up front, the 2 right behind them, the 8 trying to sneak up the trust issues, trying to sneak up the rail. Let's see what the half here is. The 6 trying to sneak up from the back. 22, and we got 45, a fast pace up front. The 1, Gardner, still trying to take him wire to wire. We got some horses sneaking up the inside here. We got the 1 still on the top. 3 is trying to come from the back. We got the 6 closing on stoutly on the outside. We got the 1 still in the lead. We got the 7 coming up the rail, furious anger. The 3 trying to get through the middle on the inside. 7, 1, 3.
Oh, my 7.
Oh,
that was my long shot, Sean.
That was your long shot. Yeah. Yeah. No, you like that 7, 15-1.
Oh, my long shot. And Sean, my top 3 horses are 3, 7, 1.
I know. Yeah, I know. Yep.
Oh, killed me. I just boxed those 3, and it's just like, holy cow.
7, 1, 3. Oh. Yeah. Furious Anger, Gardner, and Suited and Booted.
That's what I was talking about. Corey Lannery and Dale Romans, they're the Churchill connections. If you look at that last race, it looks a lot better than people thought it was. This is the one I said ran his best figure at Churchill. That was a really good race last time out. First off a layoff, closed up really well. Oh, my goodness. What a
Chaminade waited way too long with that 3.
Why didn't I just box my top 3?
Yeah.
Because that pays a ton if we do.
Ugh. If anybody knows their way around. It is 1. Corey Lannery and Dale Romans. They know their way around Churchill. Trust his shoes and fully volatile. We had the super. We had the high 5.
Yep. It's crazy, Sean, because my picks were 3, 7, 1, 8.
Oh.
God, you hate that.
I know, huh?
Joey Tankers, a 5-year son of Island from Boston.
That one hurt.
Yeah. Great pick there, too.
I love the 7. But I will say this. That 3 horse was a lot better than he showed there. He was another one who was inside outside. That was not a good trip. He was way too far back.
Way too far back, and was flying faster than anybody else was.
Yeah, he was closing better than anybody.
By far.
Good night.
Good night, Irene. Turn out the lights. The party's over. How was that of order 2? Okay. That was an interesting race for sure.
This next one's really interesting, Sean. I got an interesting angle here.
Yeah. Can't wait to hear about it. Again, thank you to everybody joining us tonight here in the Cocktail Lounge. That's what I was saying about jockeying earlier. Okay, yeah. Yeah, but we move on to the next race. All we need is 1, right? All we need is 1. And here in race 7, we can get just that. 7.5 furlongs, optional claiming 80K, non-winners for 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 18,000 twice, other than maiden, claiming, or starter. An interesting field, Tim.
It is.
I think this would be an interesting race for sure. And do we have, I don't think we have any scratches here, do we? Any scratches? We had no
Full
scratches.
field of 8.
Full field of 8. Interesting here. And let us know who you guys like as always.
Hey, Sean, did you see what TM
Yeah.
said?
Let me see. I already know Sean's picking us.
Dear
Maybe.
So, Sean, I'll go ahead and talk through my
Yeah,
pick
go ahead.
for you.
Yep.
Number 8, Tour Player.
Yes.
This horse, you look and it's like previously trained by Bob Baffert, and it's like, what? Why is D. Wayne Lucas? Well, if you look closer,
Yeah.
this horse is still owned by Jill Baffert,
Yes.
bred by Bob Baffert. This is
Yeah.
their horse. It's
Yes.
just that he's not training any horses at Churchill.
Right.
He doesn't have any horses at Churchill, so he gives this one over to his good friend D. Wayne Lucas.
That's right.
But look at the conditions again. We're in an optional claimer, 80,000. And this horse won last time out in an allowance race and beat some pretty good horses.
Yes. Absolutely.
At a mile. We're close to that. We're going 7.5. It's last time was a 1-turn mile. This is a 1-turn 7.5. Pretty similar race. So the distance is no big deal. You go back to the horse definitely did not like the mud as much as the slop. This horse prefers to be up front and didn't like the thick stuff when it was muddy and it wasn't sealed at all back in November. But if you throw that one out, the horses really, won the last couple of times out when she found a decent track, broke her maiden, then steps right up to allowance class, won again, won back. And now we're at this level. I don't see anybody else in this race that really competes with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just think that she's much the best in here.
Yeah.
I will say that at the level, a horse that fits really well and has a good speed figure last time out is the 3. But I will say that the horse got a really good second in that race to Harrodsburg, just beating out the Oscar Performance Baby in that race, but came from way back with Jose up. And the track that day was playing to closer. So it was definitely favoring this horse coming from further back. And again, that was at 6 furlongs. So you would look and think that maybe since the horse was closing up that he is going to do much better now at 7.5, but I'm not so sure. Does have 1 win and 1 second and 2 at the distance. But you have to go back a bit to find those decent races there that the horse ran. So I'm going to stick with the 8 on top. I do think it's pretty chalky if you're looking at the odds. These are probably your top 2 horses, but I do like the 3 underneath. And then going past that one, I'll give you a price next. So when I'm looking at the odds board right now, this horse is 13-1. That's the number 5 Friar Lawrence. This horse last time out with Luis Saez up, going 6.5 furlongs here at Churchill and a 50,000 claimer in which the horse was claimed. Basically stalked the pace early on and then kind of drew off a little bit at 6.5. Should like the stretch out here. Has ran better numbers before, could definitely improve off those numbers, had 3 wins and 8 starts at Churchill. And the trainer now, Linda Rice.
Yeah.
So to me, this horse could definitely move forward off the trainer change here.
Yeah,
So,
owned and trained by trained. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that that's one you want to include at a price underneath. And then if I give you one more, I would put in the Oscar Baby next, Deer District I had 4th, just to name that one. But 8-3-5-2 for me, Sean. But I love the 8 in this spot. I don't think they beat the 8. I was surprised at the 5-1 morning line. They had the 3 at 2-1 and the 2 at 5-2. And now if you look, the 8 is the 2-1 favorite. I definitely think that the 8's the best horse in the race.
Yeah. You even look at the exact, it's $11, and $11 are the cheapest just for the dollar,
Yeah.
So I mean, that talk about value, Talk about value.
I think so.
Okay. Let's see here.
No. Why in the world do you cancel your trip to Ascot?
Oh, no. That's not good. Who did that?
That's definitely one of my bucket list tracks. I've got
Yeah,
to get over to
me
Ascot.
too, for sure. Yeah, interesting. The Deer District here is yeah, exactly. Loves to come in third a lot. That's especially at this level, seems to run the same kind of race. I'm coming in third. I'm coming in third. I'm coming in third.
Yep.
Deer District, but does get Luis Saez, which I think, and when Luis Saez did ride this horse at Keeneland, came in second, was a little bit closer to the pace, So Louis has had success with this horse. I saw him 2 across on him, but
I just think that the distance is
that's what I'm saying. I don't think he's I don't think he is either. I'm not picking him on top. Yeah, exactly. This is to me a fascinating race. I think Tour Player will be very, very tough in this race. Notice we have the old New York duo here of Dutro and Jose Ortiz together on the rail. Ignite the Light, and this horse really ran good for Lane Ludsey. I mean, look at the the buyers are strong versus this group. Interesting that JM, that's Sam Siegel, brought this horse down to Churchill to run. Very interesting to look at this in terms of this race. To me, exactly. This was a fascinating race. And notice, by the way, this is an interesting thing that the Jose picked the 1 over the 3. Who is on the almost is an inch from a 3-game winning streak. 3 race winning streak.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting as well that he lands on the 1, but it might have been connections as well.
Sure. Oh yeah. No doubt. No, I think that was Dutro picking Jose more than Jose. That is Zach. He rides almost everything for this, so I wouldn't be shocked by that at all. This is interesting, Zach. This is a fascinating. I do think the 3 is an interesting horse, but 89 words of 2 definitely came flying last time, just missed. Yeah, an interesting Christian Torres, who won on him at Oaklawn, takes back over. So I thought that was interesting. But this is an interesting. I'm kind of seeing what the odds are giving us. Tour Player definitely looks like the.
Yeah, I mean, Tour Player is taking all the money at 5-2, but Cat on Time has taken a little bit of money lately and is now also 5-2, and then Jose on the 1 is 3-1. So it's going to be those 3 vying for all the money, most likely.
Yeah. And notice that this is hysterical. That Deer District was 5-2 in the morning line is 9-1.
Yeah, I did not get the morning line there. I did not think
I didn't either.
The morning line made a lot of sense. And maybe it's just Saya's taking that.
Hey, Notorious. How are you, my friend? Good luck, Irene. 238 with 137. Good luck, my friend. Jeffrey Wilson cannot take Flo as the favorite. Will not do it. So chuck him out.
Well, that's the kind when you end up on the wrong side of Flo when he gets a horse that he can win on.
Yeah.
I really think that this horse could definitely even show up at a higher level here. So maybe this is just kind of a tune-up. So it'll be pretty interesting to see where this horse ends up next. But
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. This is a fascinating race for sure.
yeah, the conditions, getting this horse into the conditions, this horse normally is not at the optional claimer level. So
Gatekeeper's got a 3-8 with 1-2. Good luck, my friend. Yeah, this is a fascinating.
Gatekeeper in my mind for myself, I was almost thinking pretty much the same thing, but I was thinking like 3-8, 3-8 all.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah.
But that is how I handicapped it. If you remember, I had 8-3, and then I'm kind of against the 1 a little bit here. I actually put the 5 in there as well. I like the 5 at a price, and then the 2. But the 5 is my shot here, like the 7 in the last.
All right. Let's see here. 339.
This 5 is probably headed to New York. You see Linda Rice, when she's like training and owning, she typically buys these horses, runs them in Kentucky one race, and then takes them to New York.
Yeah, that way they're eligible for both things, which is very smart.
She's really good at it, and it's what she does. She comes here, claims good horses, runs them once, and takes them to New York.
Yeah. Good job, Jenny. Santa Anita, the 8-8 at Santa Anita. Yeah, this is an interesting race for sure. Yeah, Tour Player looks obviously very, very tough right here. Ran very, very.
The craziest thing to me is that Jose gets off the 3 to go to the 1.
Yeah.
I don't like the 1 near as much as the 3.
I know. Yeah. No, exactly. Well, I think that's more Dutro.
That's what I said earlier. I think it's just connections. I think he's just riding for Dutro.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can't blame him here. He wrote a lot for Dutro. So, let's see.
The horses are on the track.
On the track. I'm going to see some.
Steve is blowing the bugle. One looks good.
Yeah.
There's the Oscar baby.
There's
Deer District.
Yep.
Louis Saez up. There's Christian Torres on Cat on Time.
Yeah, and this horse had one at Oaklawn, So with Christian, so he had
4, Coach Jimmy D, BJ Hernandez Jr. Raylu up on my 5. Friar Lawrence for Linda Rice. That's my price horse, 12-1. Corey is on Stretch Ride. That name sounds familiar to me.
Yep. 6 is taking a lot of players, actually.
Stretch Ride.
Ellis Park Derby, Kentucky.
That's exactly what it was. I was about to say I was at the Ellis Park Derby, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
This horse also ran in addition to that, ran in the Kentucky Jockey Club to honor the race that Honor Marie won back in 20.
Right, yeah. This horse is no stranger to
Yeah. Beat Agoo first time out. That's a name most people should know.
Yeah, that's interesting. So it does have some experience at Churchill Downs for sure. This is a wide open race. Okay. All right. You ready for my play?
Let's do it.
The box here. But I want to get us some money. Okay. So what I am going to do in this race. Okay. That is exactly what I am going to do. I am going to do a $2 exacta key. Two with the 3, 6, 8.
So a key box or just the
key box? That's $12, right?
Yes.
Yeah, $12. Yep. I think Oscar season is going to become Deer District is going to be coming late. I really liked that 91 buyer last time. That race, when you watch the race, I think it was a tricky. Had some real trouble early, and I'm not when I do this, folks. I don't bet the horse just because it's. Tim knows this. I don't bet horses just because it's Oscar performance. I actually do study the races, and I do like the fact that this horse got a 91 buyer last time. And if you watch the race, he was really had some trouble and still got up for third. I think with Luis Saez, if he gets a clean trip, I think he could be really tough at a price here.
7-1, you've got some value.
Yep,
Off a 5-2 morning line.
Yeah, they know. Yeah, exactly. I think some people are just forgetting the horse and they're okay. And I'll be like, okay, there you go. And I do love that 91 buyer last time. I think that was a sneaky race, even though he came in third. Sets it up for a good one. 149 tickets live in the Derby 6. Is that one of those jackpots, Tim, or is that
it is?
Okay.
You know what? How I feel about those.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I know. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's their jackpot 6. Now the 5 is not the same way. It's not a jackpot, so
yeah.
I like the pick 5, but I don't like the Derby 6, and unless it's a mandatory payout.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Jenny is going with the exact box 1478, winning place on the 4 and 7. She's had the hot hand. Let's see what we get here.
Yeah. Good luck, Jenny. Keep that hand going.
Boddick is going a 2 with the 3681. JG Funk 2, win, place, and show. A lot of love for the Oscar baby here.
Yep. Tim can vouch. There was 3 times at Keeneland where there was an Oscar baby. I didn't even put it on my ticket.
It's true.
So I do not bet with my heart. I actually do bet with my head. And if the Oscar baby looks like he's out of, I just put the 2 across. just to be safe, but I do not use them in exactas or anything like that.
Getting 8-1 on the 2 here.
Yeah, I think this is extreme value, especially with Louis up.
We'd love to have a 2-6.
Yeah, that would be delightful. Or 6-2.
Either one.
They want to carry over for going into Friday. They don't want a simple favorite, you know?
All right.
There we go. We're going into line. Couple left to load. The 7's going in. The favorite, Bobby Buffett.
One of the interesting things about this race is the pace dynamic.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of early speed in here, and I expect Jose to take the 1 out, and we'll see what happens because they are off from the inside. There goes the Oscar baby.
Oscar maybe showing a little bit more speed than
yes,
usual.
and he's down inside, out in the middle of the track as they head down the chute onto the main track here. That is the 7 taking them into the lead. The 5 is back in second, down on the rail. The 2 is in third. The 4 in between horses is fourth. The 8 is all the way outside, but they're all within about 5 lengths here up front. Spinning Pride goes to the quarter, 23.15 seconds, 48-1. Coming up on the outside now, that is Coach Jimmy D starting to make a move. Down on the inside, that is Deer District. The Oscar Baby Tour player has a nice stalking position on the outside in fourth and taking over third as they went to the half, 45.9.
They're flying up
really
there.
going fast up front. Here comes Tour player. As we round the turn and head into the stretch, Coach Jimmy D puts a nose in front, but Tour player is going to be
Oscar, baby.
At the top of the stretch.
Come on, Oscar, baby. Get to that hole now. Come on, fall,
Deer
Eddie.
District is looking for room in between.
Come on,
horses.
Oscar, baby.
The
Fall,
8
Eddie.
Tour player up
Come on,
front. Here
fall,
comes the
Eddie,
Oscar baby.
Fall, Eddie. Come on, baby.
You're
Come
right
on,
there.
Louie.
Jose's
Come on,
closing
Louie.
fast on the 1. It is going to be 8, 2, 4, and 1.
Yep.
Cash those tickets.
Cash those tickets, folks. It's a winner. And we
Tour
get
player.
$42.
Tour player over Deer District.
Yeah. It's going to pay $42, I think, for 2.
Yes. Not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Good job, JG Funk. Getting your place and show back. For a second there, I thought the 2 might get out, you know. I think I love the move, by the way, that Louis made of getting out early. I expected him to be, you know, be in the back, and he had him much closer than I thought. But, you know, Thank you, Jeffrey. Thanks, Jenny.
I just thought Tour player was much the best there and kind of proved it a little bit.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, even Flo Joe couldn't mess that one up. Even Flo couldn't mess that one up.
The Deer District, a very nice 7-1 price there.
Not bad at all.
No.
I think when you take a horse that we love so much in the 8 and on top, and then, you know, Deer District, Luis Saez underneath, 21-1. Yeah.
Yeah. Not bad at all.
Can't beat that. Coach Jimmy D, BJ, finally gets on the board. I think that might be the first time all night I've seen BJ finish in the money.
Yeah, yeah. Did not like the 1.
No, and I, that's what I said. The 1 was a complete fade for me, and I didn't like the 1 at all. And Jose came with a little bit of run late, but I never liked the 1 in that race.
Right. Now, this is interesting, folks. And having watched that race, it would be interesting to see maybe second time out the 1 on this track with a run on the track. You know what I'm saying? If he gets a little more play, you know?
Definitely. Rick John. So Jeffrey got the super. Rick Johnson got the try.
Good job, everybody.
Good job on the 8. That'll be a decent try. especially with the 4 finishing in third, 9 to 1.
Good job, Jeffrey.
7
Love
to
it.
1 underneath, the 1 off the board.
Yeah.
Even with the favorite up, I mean, it was a 5 to 2 lukewarm favorite. The lowest exacta is 12 to 1, folks. The 8 over the 3. So
Yeah. But good job, Jeffrey. Yeah, and as he said, what do you call it? It's the U.S. Open, so tour player makes absolutely perfect sense. JG Funk. However, there are guys, yeah, exactly. So 8-2. Let's see what this pays. There's Flo.
Florent.
Good job by Deer District. The 3 nowhere to be found.
Bob Baffert, D. Wayne Lucas.
Yep.
This is the one I told Formula earlier. I think right before you got on, Sean, I said, I've got a horse later with an interesting Bob Baffert angle that I really like.
Yeah.
This was the one.
Look at that whole crew.
I think even 5 to 2 on that horse is pretty decent. The 3
I think so,
the 3
too.
went up as a 2 to 1 favorite.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought that horse was much the best. 5 to 2. Thank you, King George.
Even look at that with a 5 to 2, $6 to place and $5 to show. I think that's incredible.
It really is. That's good money.
Yeah, I had him across
730, 496, 418, and then the 2 paid 602, 502, and the 4 608. The $2 exacta was 42. We'll take that.
Yep.
And then the try for 50 cents, 77.96. That superfecta that somebody had 10 cents was 67.80.
Wow, well done. Nice job.
And he got back. So he obviously had it for 2. So $670. Way to go, Jeffrey.
Way to go, Jeffrey. Fantastic.
Way to go.
See that. Love to see that in the lounge.
Absolutely.
Great job, Jeffrey. Thank you, King George. Appreciate it. All right. That'll bring us a little bit up, further back up.
Absolutely. I'm fixing the banner right now. Updating the bankroll. We still got one more race.
Yes, sir.
And a nice $68 to try to finish in the black here. So
I like it. There you go.
I thought this race was tough, Sean. I don't know about you.
Yeah, me too. I thought this was a very challenging race.
Really competitive maiden special weight coming up.
Yes, yeah. I like these. You know, these are the type you really like when they put these cards together, and not always after the race, but you like them when they're put together. All right, I will read the conditions for you, sir. Okay, 8. We got race is 6 furlongs, maiden special weight, 92,000, purse 92,000. For maidens 3-year-olds and up, 3-year-olds. And we have a field. Let me see here. I go see what we have here. We have a full field.
Yes, 10 horses.
Yes, there you go. Okay. And the early money up, exactly. The double, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let me see here. Mode work. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this race is an interesting one for me. I will give you my top pick, sir.
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. So, yes, All right. So my top pick here will be the one, Mr. Banderas, for my friend Julien Leperoux, and
Phone's ringing, dude.
Thank you, Donnie.
and Robert Medina. And this horse really, I love the way this horse ran last time with the 66 on the. Notice these are like the restricted kind of ones, which is good. And I think this horse really met the right group that it was trying to meet. It was after two less than great races at fairgrounds, found a group that I think he could. Interesting, his buyer wasn't that high. He actually went a little bit backwards versus his Keeneland race, but that was a very game race versus 40 Love, who was since come back to win. So my second pick was the 6, Mo Work, George Arnold, and Louis Saez. This horse ran against Invictus and Camp Hale and Ship Hooray. Those are 3 really good horses. That race was a good race. He was in the middle. He was chased, 5-4 wide. I watched it around the whole way. Faded, but and look at the last work, 4 out of 49. I think this horse is starting to kind of figure out what his job is. A bullet in the slop, nice work at 4, nice tightener, 117, then the solid 4 out of 49. So I think this horse is going to show a lot more than he did at that level, for sure. And then my third horse was the 8, Stood in Need for Thomas Vance and Corey J. Lannery. Ran 2 solid races there with Corey. Stalked Chase. He was no match, but even with both starts, was right there at the end. So I thought maybe this horse could get, again, where it's used to at the trifecta. Maybe hold on for second, but probably more likely get third. So I was 1, 6, and 8.
All right. That's going to make it interesting for sure. You didn't like the 3, Sean?
You know what? I looked at him. He'd be my 4th pick, but I just don't like the fact that I know he just quit so badly. He was through after the half. I mean, he ran against Viking at Oaklawn and ran a really good race. And then, I just got to wonder if somehow, this is my question, did the mile and 16th effort where he was really stubborn between the top 2, did that just kind of take the sail out of this horse? You know what I'm saying? Like bringing him around 2 turns, And I just think this horse is like one of those horses that's a good horse, but just and again, he's facing so much better, so maybe he could just blow this field out. But he just doesn't seem to like to win. You know what I'm saying? And I like horses that kind of show an upside, who can maybe, and this horse just seems to. But I would definitely put him in my trifectas and exactas, but. And they're only 11% together, Ortiz and David Jacobson. So I had him on the bottom.
Well, and the only reason I ask is because obviously he was the favorite on the morning line, and he's currently 4-1, the second favorite behind the 1. But I think it's actually interesting because I asked you that, but because I don't like him.
I really don't.
I don't like the 3. I don't like the 3 at all. So coming off the claim, Steve Asmussen had this one. It was another one, or not necessarily the claim, just a trainer change. But Steve had this one and wasn't doing anything with it. And now, it goes to the Jacobson barn. And it's just like, if Asmussen can't get anything out of this horse, is this the right spot? I'm just not sure. And so I just don't think that there's a lot there to like. Yes, Jose is getting back on board. He rode this horse back on Derby Day, but I don't like this horse much at all.
Yeah, TM does, likes the threes dropping and going short distance with that front speed. Yep, yep.
It's just that this horse has done nothing but fade. And yeah, I know we're going 6, but even the time that this horse went 5.5 was actually going backwards at the line when he was an odds-on favorite.
Yeah.
And I can't get behind this one.
No, me neither.
So I do like, Sean, a horse here that I was waiting to see if you mentioned this horse, because I like a horse on top here at a price. And I thought I was doing pretty well with the 4-1 morning line, but the horse is currently setting 10-1. And that is the number 8, Studeny.
Yeah, yeah.
I love the 8 here.
Yeah.
So look, I know these are maiden special weights. And if you look, the last 2 races, this horse was in maiden $100,000 races, but that's still a pretty good level. And if you look in both of those races, this horse finished 3rd both times out.
And open too. Open,
yes.
You know?
And you know, was 6 the first time, then 6.5, and now going back to 6. I just think that those speed figures put this horse in the race with everybody else in here.
Yeah,
you know, that's as good as anybody else in this race has run.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give this horse a shot. I just think that Corey Lannery has been riding pretty well here. You know, Tom Vance training. You look at the works on this horse. I mean, they're fast. That 47-4 breezing from the gate back on the 7th of June. This horse is consistently training well, and you know, it is just not put it together on the track. It consistently finishes in 3rd. Has 2 seconds and 3 starts at Churchill. You know, a 2nd and a 3rd and 4 races at the distance. But the last 2 at Churchill, this is the 3rd time, maybe moves forward this time. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
So we'll hope that one can move forward. I do have the 1 second. I did like Mr. Banderas. I liked Mr. Banderas a whole lot more off the 5-1 morning line. I didn't like the 2-1 I was seeing a minute ago, but now we're back to 3-1 favoritism. That's where it should be. This is a tough race. There's no horse that should be a better favorite than that. 3-1 lukewarm favorite. I kind of like that. I'm okay with that price. And then I'll give you another one that I thought would be a price and is actually taking money. This one is doing the opposite of my top pick, who went from 4-1 to 11-1. This one was 10-1 on the morning line, and now it's 4-1. And that's the number 5, Munson.
Yeah.
So Munson getting Rafa Bejarano up. And the reason that I kind of put this horse in 3rd, I mean, Tom Amos, it's like, if I've learned anything so far this meet, put Tom Amos in 3rd. Because he's got 6 thirds and 26 starts. And it's just like Bejarano is always going to come with that late run. I just think that this horse has a chance to finish in the money against these when you look at the figures and what everybody else has done. as coming off a long layoff, been off since last July, but is working pretty well. Those works are solid. So I like the works. This horse probably needs a race, which is why I've got the horse underneath at a little bit of a price. But I just really think it's wide open. Whoever you like in this race, I'm just telling you, whoever everybody likes, bet your horse. Don't let anybody talk you off of anything else. I mean, listen and maybe add something in, but don't let anybody talk you off of anything, because I think excuse me, just about everybody has a shot in here. Yeah. It's pretty competitive.
And Joseph, thank you so much, my friend. He says, not a bettor, but always enjoying the chat, betting in your analysis. Keep it up. Thank you, my friend. My friend, we enjoy having people. You don't have to bet to be in this room. We love having you. You know, exactly. We love just having you. And let us know if you see something you like there, you know, as you have. We love having your insight, and you don't have to bet anything here. This is just a fun discussion on the races, and we so appreciate having you, my friend. You're welcome anytime. So appreciate it. 153 here tonight.
I'm gonna try to take a look at everybody, Sean. I think it's so wide open. I want to look at the horses and see.
Yeah,
that's typically what I like to do with some of the races like this, is just pick on looks.
Yeah, and let's see exactly. Mo work. Joe has 6.823. Hung out to dry versus monsters in debut. Sneaky drop. That was a real tough race Mo work broke into.
Yeah.
This has got to be an
Camp
easier
Hill,
group.
that was a really solid race back at Keeneland.
Yeah. I mean, that was just a real salty group of maidens. My God. A couple of those horses could be stakes winners, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that is just
And
one.
Victus came back off of that race at Pimlico to finish a decent third in the Sir Barton Stakes.
Yeah. Yeah. And somebody, if the 2 or the 7 wins, gets the full Derby City payout of $944,000. Wow.
And Camp Hill, Sean, I don't know if you realize, but finally broke his maiden last month for Ian.
Yes, he did. Yep. Finally. Yes, he did. Very happy to see that. Love our boy Ian.
Yeah.
And so say, well, this horse is all over the board. Hey, he's ready to run. Six looks solid. Steve Asmussen giving his kid instructions. Here they come out the track. The one looks really good on the track.
Yeah.
Julien Leperoux. Silverton Hill owned. Those famous New Orleans Saints colors. Fleur de Lis color.
Good mojo.
Benny Curtis. The 3 Limbo looks good on the track.
Yeah, I take back everything I said bad about the 3. The 3 looks really good.
He looks really good. On his toes. Whoa, 4 is already, Lucas's horse is already running for daylight.
If you like the 4, I'm gonna take back what I said about don't listen to anybody. Don't bet the 4.
The 5 Munson looking solid on the track.
Munson looks good. This is a tough field.
This is a very tough field. The 6 looks very good. Down to 5-2 now. And I see that. They ran against a bunch of monsters. Love that last work. Eric Asmussen.
Oh, let me take another quick look at some things, Sean.
You know.
So JG, I would say Rooster of Fire.
Let's see. 4 looks like a shower, not a grower. Okay. 1 to place. JG Funk's got a 3-7 exacta. James White, how are you, sir? Go across on the 4.
So, Sean, I think I'm going to take a swing here.
Okay. Go get it. Paul. Hey, Paul Nolan, how are you, buddy? Go swinging. Swinging.
Let me check one more time. The 6-1 is the lowest exacta, paying 18 to 1.
Wow. Can't beat that.
All right, Sean, let's get this done here. All right, we're going to try to bring this trifecta home here in the last race. So we're going to spread a little bit and take the horses that make a lot of logical sense. And I'm keying the 3 because I thought that the 3 just looked the best on the track. I really did. I thought that the 3 was a standout on the track, even though as we were handicapping, I said I was kind of against the 3. I mean, I get what's in the program and that had the 3 in contention, but I just want to key that horse based on the price of the horse and how good that horse looked. We still got the other ones covered, 1, 5, 6, and 8. So we just need the 3 to be a part somewhere with any of those other horses for the trifecta, and we'll cash that for $1.
Like it. There you go. There's the 10. 45 to 1.
This 3 just might get out front, Sean, and just run away from them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I just really think that might be the case here.
The horse that I think is interesting, if you're a 3 fan that I'd be worried about, right? Does Louis send the 6? You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of because the group he was facing it was a real salty group. You know what I'm saying? Does Louis go out for the lead? You know?
I'm not sure that's how the horse wants to run.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it's possible. We've only seen one race, but
right. But I'm just saying.
But yes, it's definitely possible, and that's okay. I mean, we've got those horses. We've got a key box. So
yeah, because this is definitely a step down for him. You know what I'm saying?
A big step down. Yeah, that was a huge race.
Right. That's what I'm saying versus those monsters.
Yeah. I mean, you look, we're still similar class level from a maiden special weight perspective, but that was just
right. But that was a glorified stakes race. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, the top 2 in there both come back to run stakes.
Yeah, I still think this one, even though it's a little bit underneath the buyer's numbers, at least I love the fact that the horse threw 2 good numbers together. You know what I'm saying? Right. But a young horse can kind of learn. I know his one below is but he's still kind of learning the game. You know.
I would love to get my 8 in there as well. I mean, the 8 is I love that horse off a 4 to 1 line, and we're still getting 9 to 1, which I really don't understand. I think the 8 has a legitimate shot.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Good luck to everybody. Jenny Mack's got the 5, 6, 8, 10, and winning place in the 8 and the 10, so she's right there with you on your 8. Rick Johnson got a 3, 8 all with 3 all 8 with 8, 3.
I kind of like that. 3 looks best. The 8 was my top pick coming into the race.
It'll be interesting to see. Let's see if anyone goes out with the 3, or does the 3 if the 3 gets clear sailing, as you said, this may be game, set, match.
Maybe over.
But the interesting thing is he's not getting play. You know what I'm saying? Which is, for where I thought he would be,
Yeah, Yeah. I mean, to me, the only other horse that wants to go with the 3 is the 8, and those two, based on everybody else in the field, they just might get loose and run away. But I just think that the 3 is much better than everybody else from a speed perspective, and he just speed to the speed and just going to get out there and go.
Let's see what Louis does with this 6. I'll just be interested to see how Louis plays the gate with this horse.
But 3 looks really good.
Looks very good. Yep.
All right. They're having trouble getting this 5 in.
He's getting Munson.
The 6 is your 2-1 favorite as we load the last couple horses in here. Behind that one, you've got a trio of horses. The 1, 3, and 5 are all 9-2.
Yep. And I have no problem with that.
Our
6
8 horses 8-1. So pretty evenly matched as we thought. We're all in and we're all out. From the outside, the 9 got a really good break. And here comes the 3 down inside, and Jose says,
Look at that.
Send.
Look at that.
And this is what we thought. So Lambeau on the lead. He's got about 2 lengths over Lottery Win to the outside. Down inside, that is Mo Work sitting 3rd. The 7 horses sitting 4th in between horses. Outside that one, that's Fly J's Fantastic at 59-1. Behind that one, that's the 8. It's way back to the 2, 4, and everybody else a quarter. 21-1.
21 and flying. Thrown through the wind.
Make it tough, but here comes Mo Work behind that one, and Lottery Win to the outside. We don't have the 9. We need that one to start going backwards and going in the other direction. But as we hit the top of the stretch, the half was in 44, so he slowed down a little bit, but he should still have plenty here. Run away, Jose. Run away and hide. Let's see what he's got. We got our 8 coming up the rail.
Come on now.
Come on, 8. We've got 3, 6, and 8.
Look at the 1 coming like a freight train out of hell.
3, 6, and 8. We don't need that 2 to get up. Hold on. Oh.
No. You got killed by the 2.
Killed by
everybody in the thing except the damn 2.
Killed by Ben Curtis.
Either kills us when we use him or kills us when he's.
I'm telling you.
Boy, I thought we were home free there.
I did too. But yeah, 3 look much the best. That's why I keep that one on top. I totally agree. At 9-2, we should have probably just hammered that one win play, Sean.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But it was the 3, 6.
3, 6.
Man, Saez isn't even riding that horse. He's just sitting there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I meant Lannery.
Oh, yeah.
Lannery's just along for the ride.
The 6 got second. Yeah.
I thought we were home free, Sean.
Yeah, me too. Exactly. Lambeau Field.
I mean, we had all of those. 6,
we
1,
did, yeah, much the best. Yeah.
2 just killed us. Thank you, Ben Curtis.
Ugh.
Oh, well.
Yep. That was great handicapping. Thanks, David. Yep. We'll try again Tuesday, bud. Yep. No, that was great handicapping on Tim's part. Just I wouldn't have used the 2 with your money. You know?
I couldn't get to him. I mean, it was wide open and just about anybody could have finished 3rd. I mean, maybe I just bet it the wrong way.
Was it 3-2? What was it? 3-2? What 1?
3, 6, 2, 1, 8.
Yeah.
That 3 was much the best, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
That 6 got bet all the way down to 2-1.
I know. Yeah, I know, huh?
I mean, I get that horse was coming out of a tough race, but I still thought it was more of an underneath play.
Well, I was hoping, I was wondering if someone would, well, not hoping that, I should say, because I wanted the 3 to win for us, but it'd be interesting to see if anyone, I was shocked that 9 went out, like at first, but he just couldn't stay with the 3, who was much faster, much faster.
The 3 won the race. It was 3, 6, 2, and 1. 3, 6, 2, 1.
3, 6, 2, 1.
So, Paul, I don't think Ben won anything tonight.
Yeah.
He should have won a race. We had him in a race to where he should have won that race, and he did not. But he was second in race 3. That's the one we had him. He was second in race 4. Yeah. And now in this race, he finishes 3rd.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lees, that was a great price on the 3 horse. That's why I ended up keying that one in the end, despite everything else, because it just looked like the best value.
Yeah, no doubt.
Absolutely. 7-2 was a gift.
It was a gift. Should have hammered him.
But great job to everybody in the lounge tonight. I know I saw a few of you cashing tickets.
Yeah, great job as always, everybody. Great job. Love having you. Over 160 strong. Always love having you. Your insights and everything. And we will see you on Tuesday night when we're back at Assiniboia. Thank you to everybody, and we'll see you soon.